Ooh, that's my career, is that's dodging and just jumping from ship to ship,
Were you booted from a ship or did you jump?
I think I self-evacuated, self-evicted, yeah.
Her name is Trish, she's got the dish and all the gossip's filthy rich, pretty and pink, hot topic queen, and says what everybody thinks. She's just Trish.
Hello, and welcome to another spooktacular edition of Just Trish, your favorite Halloween podcast, where we talk about nothing spooky or scary.
Actually, we do talk about some spooky guys.
There's a lot of spooky guys. Yeah. That's very true.
So kind of on brand.
Lots of jump scares. Kind of on brand, that's for sure. We dress up all month long in October. I mean, kind of throughout the year. If you're into cosplay, this is the podcast for you, although today the cosplay is not hitting, and we'll explain that later. Today's episode, we have two sponsors, very fitting, useful, helpful, and so on brand for this podcast. Our first sponsor is Kickoff. Build your credit with Kickoff. And our second sponsor is PDS Debt Solutions. Get out of debt now with PDS while they help manage your debt. Love both of these. There'll be full ad reads. Skip to the 20-minute, skip to the 30-minute mark. They're not to be missed. They're my favorite part of the show, to be honest. We love you, Kickoff. We love PDS Debt Solutions, and they're wonderful. We also have a very exciting announcement. Do I do the announcement now, or should I talk about the costumes first? Where do we go? Where do we go?
Maybe costumes first, because I feel like you kind of have to get it out of the way, right? Because
costumes. I feel like there's so much to dissect with these.
I feel like
really? there is a lot to, there's like a whole,
there's only one dinosaur to dissect over here.
Oh yeah, there's a which kind of alligator vibes, giving crocodile vibes for sure.
You know, the relatives.
You did say they're related.
Relatives, yeah.
It's so wild to see you in that. I love it.
It's so like, okay, with the witch costume last week, the knockoff like Alphaba, like, you know, Brian Jordan Alvarez, like, who is from English Teacher, like that show I was telling you about.
Oh yeah.
He's the creator, star, director, even I think. He clipped the video of like us talking about it, and of course he's like such a hot guy, and then it cuts to me as a witch, and I'm like, damn.
Oh, I thought about that for you. Yeah. I did. I was gonna say something because like I love someone who can be. I'm that awkward person who doesn't know if I should tell you if you have something in your teeth or not. You know.
You're like, you have something on your nose.
Well, look, I'm never one to like shoot down someone's creative ideas, you know? I was like, if that's the direction, go for it. But I did think about that. I was like, what if someone's watching this? Like, Brian Alvarez?
Yes.
Or Jonathan. I was thinking, what if Jonathan Bailey's watching? Do I want to look, you know? So I thought about that. But I was like, you know what? I also like someone who's not afraid to be like, not hot, you know? You're like, let me just make myself a little less attractive today. I like it. I don't mind it. I didn't mind it, but I did think about that when they clipped things.
I didn't mind it in the moment, but then seeing it clipped, I was like, oh. And then so I feel like this is another one from this, because we were looking at the costume options, and I was like, of course it'll be like the silly dinosaur. Like, that is so camp, you know?
Yeah.
And then now I'm like, wait a minute.
No, this looks great. Actually, for real. When I saw you walk in, I was like, actually, this is like so cute. Like, this is adorable, cute. I feel like Brian Alvarez will cast you in the next season as the dinosaur. I think this is camp. This is cute. It's giving like when hot guys try to be funny. That's what you're giving, you know? I love it. I
was a little scared. It was giving like, I don't know if you'll get the reference, but Meghan Trainor, when she was a guest host on RuPaul's Drag Race, she was wearing a onesie.
Yeah.
I'm like, isn't that? But it's fitting. At least you both are also, on the theme, so that helps.
Well, the theme is cheap, awful Halloween costumes. Sorry, Spirit Halloween. This is not a brand deal for you. Or we got it from HalloweenCostumes.com. Cheap. And I'm sad because I'm a cosplayer, and I feel like once this gets clipped, they're like, wow, that was your Jurassic Park. Like, and it's...
I know, I feel like I look like him. That's exactly what it looks like in the movie.
You actually are kind of giving.
Yeah, you pull it off.
The blue. That's all.
Yeah, but because you, like just look like everybody, but I think anyone else would not look like that.
Well, nobody looks like a dinosaur, but
Well, we're not dinosaurs, we're humans. Have you seen Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
Have you seen Jurassic Park?
Yes.
The original.
Every Jurassic movie.
Oh.
I love Jurassic Park. Actually,
Oh,
I
wait.
couldn't tell you anything about the plot other than there's dinosaurs, but I love them. Like when I watch them.
Okay, I thought you didn't because Isaiah was in here. Our photographer was like spilling like all the lore. He was
He
quoting
knows,
lines.
yeah.
He's like, "Do you have Jello? Do you have ice cream?" I'm like, "Do you want some?" I literally had no idea what he was talking about, but we love Isaiah. He will be here on October 31st. He will be in our Hunger Games cosplay, and we'll have a little interview with him because he's wild. He's like literally, I always say this, like the nerdiest person. Like you wouldn't think it. He looks like a tall, like athlete, like but he's like so nerdy, knows all these like nerdy things. And yeah, he loves Jurassic Park, I guess. Apparently, he's like, finally a costume I know. I was like, what? This is so random. Well, I wanted to be Rosie O'Donnell today. My wig has not come in yet, so we're gonna be Rosie in November. That's when she fits in, and I think she could cosplay anytime, honestly. So yeah, last minute, like literally, we had to get costumes. I will say this about HalloweenCostumes.com. They do overnight shipping, so I guess take that.
In
But
a pinch, yeah.
mine came with the full pants, shirt thing. Yours didn't come with pants. You just had the shirt. I guess the hat and the bandana made up for your costs.
yeah, I don't know why there were no pants.
It was odd. I guess thank God you had them. Mine's a 1X and they were a little tight. I guess just these show that we're Jurassic Park.
That's how you know.
I love it. Just the most simple
Do
costumes.
Do they have the TUAH costume? Does it have
That's
a
what
badge?
Oscar said.
Yes.
This is giving
Hak
TUAH.
Just a
It's-
name badge,
yes.
an outfit with a badge.
Just so you know who I
The
am.
badge so you can see it.
Yeah, I mean the badges are a sleigh, but they definitely weren't wearing them in the movie because I went to Google the scenes we're in, and I was like, this is definitely not it. Anyways, I don't know. I like Jurassic Park. I don't know. I don't love it.
Did you choose it for Jonathan Bailey? That was my
Ooh.
theory.
That's what I mean.
No.
For me, that
What?
was like
Yeah.
for me, that was a given. I thought that was the only
Well,
reason.
we're not the Jonathan Bailey ones. I would have dressed as them.
I did it
I
in
thought
honor
I'm
of Jonathan
Jonathan
Bailey.
Bailey.
Oh, no, but shout out Jonathan Bailey. Go see Jurassic World. Is it called Jurassic World?
I forget what it's called. Jurassic something.
Jurassic Empire.
I think.
Is
oh
it?
no, that was Jurassic World Empire.
Strikes
Lost Fallen
Back.
Empire. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, go see the Jonathan Bailey one. That's the one I care about. Well, unfortunately, I did look up the picture of him being hot in the glasses, and Scarlett Johansson's not wearing pink. I had to go with whoever wore pink because there were so limited pink costumes, and I was like, I don't know who wears pink. And this was what came up. I typed in like pink Halloween costume on Halloween, or maybe pink on HalloweenCostumes.com, and like this was one of the first ones that
Okay,
came up.
fierce.
But we love Jurassic Park. Jeff Goldblum is in the new Wicked, which he was in the original Jurassic Park, so I guess it's a full. I guess it could have been him too. I was trying to think of 3 characters. I did give, just so everyone doesn't think I made Oscar be like a dinosaur, I did say you could be the guy too. I gave you the option.
Yes, you did.
I was like, whatever you don't want, I'll have Moses be the other. So don't think it's nepotism here, where I'm like, we're gonna be the cool. Okay, you chose the dinosaur. There was a gay dinosaur, I guess you could say.
It was like, I don't even know how to describe it. It was like a little romper, like really like short shorts, like bulge out, and then just like a dinosaur hat. And he was posing like this on HalloweenCostumes.com, which was kind of crazy. I don't know if he was really gay. I hope so, but I would love to interview him, like the gay dinosaur
I would
model.
love to. Like, what happened in that shoot that he's like?
Be gay.
Was it a specific? Was it just sexy dinosaur? What was it? Do you remember what it said?
I forgot what it said. Should I
sent you a
check?
screenshot. Yeah, and I was just like, I'm shocked you didn't pick that one because you love a short shorts moment.
After the Deadpool one, that was like so tight that I'm like, I kind of need to like have something with a little bit more
Comfy.
give.
This is giving though. I really love.
Oh, your
the dinosaur.
screenshot doesn't say the name. It's just the photo.
Oh, okay, there it is.
Jimmy will insert it.
Yeah, we'll have to think. I think it was like sexy dinosaur or something. But why did they make him do that? Or maybe that was his choice. We have to get to the bottom of it. It was wild. It was a cute costume. I love it.
Yeah, I
Sassy.
feel like this probably would have been better for our little TikTok dance that we did last week because it was it's like a lot colder today. We were kind of like sweaty and
It was
winded.
hot. Yeah, that was wild.
But we kind of still slayed despite
They love that
not
one.
being able to move and it being really hot.
Everyone said you ate. Everyone thought you ate so hard. You did. I loved it. You actually did slay. I was like, I didn't know what was happening. You were killing it.
And we did like 8, I think, no, not 8, maybe like 5 or 6 takes. So like it took us a minute to we were a little winded at the end, but we were
Yes.
still serving, I think, you know.
Yeah,
so.
because at some point you're like, no, we can do it better. We can do it better. And so we were like, okay,
Yes.
we picked the best of it,
Yeah.
you know, and it kind of went well.
Yeah.
It has almost 1 million views. So
That's kind of wild. I mean, that was my dream to do a TikTok dance. I feel like that was my one and done, though. I don't know if I can, like,
You're
you
over
know.
it?
Yeah. I did
Dreams
the
come
one.
true.
I feel good about that one. I was passionate about it, but
there's so many more dances to try. I'm just not a dancer on TikTok like that. I'm just
I
so
don't think
not
I am
good.
either.
I try. died in 2020, and I was like, no, I can't do that. Next time we'll have Charlie D'Amelio. Maybe when Addison Rae comes on the podcast, we can do a little dance with her.
That would be everything, actually.
I would die to do a dance with Addison Rae. I dream about DMing her. I still haven't done it yet, but
You need to.
maybe when I do another Addison Rae cosplay, I have to think of another iconic one this year. I think last year at Halloween is when I did the Addison Rae books.
The Britney one, yeah.
So we have to come back with that. But the dinosaur slays so hard. I love
Maybe
this
this will
dinosaur.
be what gets Jonathan Bailey on the podcast.
He
Like,
comes.
damn.
We're all dinosaurs when he dresses. I dream about that day too. I'm ready.
If it's not your Wicked cosplay, it'll be your Jurassic Park cosplay.
It'll be the dinosaur. I know it's hard to cosplay his character as Bridgerton, but we're gonna be Penelope and Colin because I'm more of a Penelope than a Kate, you know, and that's okay. I love Penelope. She's a slay. Also, I got these new Uggs. Uggs has a new style.
I almost won my Uggs.
Do you have these
too.
ones?
No.
Just cute
but I
Uggs?
like these ones.
These are funny. I was trying to think of why they look so funny, and it's because the platform is inside the fabric. You know, usually you see the platform on the outside. Because I'm like, they kind of look like hooves. Hooves are very in. Everyone wears hooves.
Yeah, Chappell wore hooves a couple months ago.
Yes.
Joey Graceffa has hooves. He wears them.
Love that.
Yeah.
Does Taylor?
I don't know if Taylor does.
Someone had hooves. Someone else, and I was like, wow, everyone's wearing hooves right now. I love them. They're giving. Who wears hooves? Yeah, what animal? What animal wears hooves? I don't know.
Oh, what animal?
Yeah.
Oh, like a horse?
They have hooves?
Yeah.
Really? I think of hooves like
Giraffes?
goats.
Goats?
They all have hooves.
Yeah.
All right.
Zebras, probably?
They're just animal feet, basically. They're animal feet. Well, that's why we're wearing this. And I don't know, I didn't want to miss a day. These are kind of tight. I have the opposite of body dysmorphia. I have like, well, it's body dysmorphia, but like the reverse way. Like I honestly think I'm so skinny all the time. Like when I look at my legs, I'm like, oh, they're so skinny. Or when I look at this, I'm skinny. But then I always look back. I think it's the cameras. I think they're making me fat. Because I always think I'm so skinny. And then I look at the cameras and I'm like, oh my God, I'm huge.
What?
Yeah. Do you ever feel that way where you like think you're skinnier than you are?
Oh, yeah, always.
Oh, okay. So it's
But no, no.
normal. I feel like people think they're fatter than they are because you're like, I'm so fat. And you're
Oh,
like,
yeah. I feel like that's pretty frequent, which I feel like I have both sometimes. Like, it
Oh,
really
you
depends.
flip.
But a lot of the times, I'm like, oh, that'll totally fit me. And then I put it on and I'm like, oh.
oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
I buy everything in like 3X. So then I'm like, wow, I'm so tiny. Speaking of 3X, let's get to the announcement, you guys. If you're seeing this right now, it is Tuesday, October 15th. It's a little bit past the 10 o'clock hour. I want to say it's about it's about maybe 10:20 Pacific Standard Time. Oh, it's pretty close. Probably 10:20, 10:30. Depends on when we get this up. If you're seeing this, huge announcement. I am doing a Christmas live show.
Woo!
Call me Mariah Carey. She's got competition this year. I see her at the Hollywood Bowl. I'm like, bet. Watch me compete on the same day, okay? I don't think it's the same day, so if you could go to both, actually. But here, one night only in Thousand Oaks, California.
Wow, local?
Yeah. Come to my house after. No, just kidding.
I know, because when you said earlier, in theaters near you, it's actually in theaters near us.
Yeah. You come to me.
Theaters near me.
That is so fierce. Sorry, continue, but that is so fierce.
They wanted me to do something in Orange County, and I was like, can we just do down the street? Because that would be way easier for our first show if we're going to try
That
this
is
out.
so funny.
I'm always like, no, I wouldn't say push is not the right word, but kind of push. Everybody I've been with, everybody's like, do a tour, do it. And I don't think it's necessary because I'm like an amazing act. I think it's just what people are doing now is like tours, and I've done 2 tours before. But for me, doing live shows, I really do put a lot of effort. Not to say no one else does, but I put so much effort. Like, it's actually, I do the whole show. So basically, it's like coming up with mixes, re-recording vocals, thinking of the visuals, getting dancers, getting wardrobe, getting glam. Like, it's a full production where, like, my last tour, it literally took me, like, months to plan and choreograph and everything like that. So it's kind of doing the same thing for one night only. It's taking, like, so many things. I'm doing all the classics, Shallow, King Tut, Suddenly Seymour, live.
Wow. This is like, continue. I have so much to say, but continue.
I love telling you this like live. I haven't told
know.
Oscar like any details. I love like telling you all this live. But what's also very special is I have over, I don't know if you guys know this, I have over a dozen original Christmas songs that I put out throughout the years. I have Merry Trishmas. I have Christmas Sucks. I have Milk and Cookies. I have Hot Girl Christmas. I have a new one called Pink Christmas coming out. I probably have more, and I can't even think of them. I have so many Christmas songs. COVID Christmas. Who could forget that classic? Honestly, that's not in the set list, that one. But I have a lot of Christmas songs. Is the point. So I'm going to be performing all those. And yeah, it's gonna be fierce. Bangin' Buns is gonna be outside. with their truck.
Oh my
So
God.
it's a full Trish experience, really. Banging buns. And only available at the live show, we have our Christmas hoodies. Okay, I gotta put this on. It's actually really cute. Hold on, give me a minute. So you will not be able to get these online. You will only be able to get these at the show here in Thousand Oaks. So we have our Trishmas hoodie. It has a little Christmas tree right here. We have the red and green fur, you guys. And we have the classic zippers that you love. And then the back, what's it say? Trish Alive?
Trish Live.
Oh, Trish Live. Boom. Okay, there you go. So, not only will this be an exclusive merch, and I think my mom will be selling at the merch table, I think. I was like, do you want to just, like, enjoy it? And we can have someone from, like, there's, like, a touring company, there's a VIP company, there's a bunch of companies. I'm like, they could sell the merch. My mom was like, no, I want to sell it. I was like, all right. So, you can get this exclusively there, not going to be sold online. And if you get one of the VIP packages, there's, like, a meet and greet, there's a VIP package before the show. They also have exclusive merch that you can buy, which is really, really cute. I actually collaborated on the design with the touring company. It's really, really cool, and it's only available at the Thousand Oaks show. It's also, did I mention the date? December 15th. December 15th in Thousand Oaks. I believe the show starts at 7 p.m., which is also wild because my shows on tour used to start at noon. So that was wild. I wonder why they had me at noon. Is it like cheaper to rent the theater? I'm thinking about that now. I was like, that was crazy. Like we put on a full show at noon.
People came on their lunch break. On their lunch break to see the show.
That was so weird when I think about it. I guess it must have been cheaper. You guys, I'm also very nervous. It's the biggest venue. It has 1,600 people.
That's not that big. No,
I couldn't even sell a 300 one before.
I'm like scared. Like I literally, as soon as I saw like the post that you did, I was like, in my head, I was like, oh my God, like we have to figure out the media. Like Pop Bays has to be there. Like maybe
Pop Grave.
people. Oh, not people. Maybe like E
We love
Online.
people. We might have to pay them, but I'm just kidding.
We have to get the press there. Like, I already know there's
my
going to be like
God.
all the VIPs are going to be clamoring to get tickets, but like we have to put the fans first. You guys have to put the fans first. It's going to be like Chappell at ACL with like the historic crowds, or like the Eras tour when like the Eras tour was sold out in Europe, so people had to go on hills outside of the arena and like watch from outside. Like that's going to happen here. There's going to be people in the freaking mountains with like binoculars trying to see everything.
I don't know about all that. I'm happy to sell at least the mezzanine, the orchestra. That'd be nice.
Like this is a historic one night only. Like
It's one night only, and it might be one night only. There was like talks about doing it next year, but I'm like, this is a lot of work. And then when I think of like the logistics of going out next year, I mean, I just don't think it would work. Even if I went on the weekends, I'm just like, I have like 2 kids and like I have a podcast twice a week. Like I just don't know if that's even like logistics. So this might be a one night only. It sounded kind of fun. And it's close to me, and I was like, okay. And I love this theater because all the Broadway shows come here. We saw Something Rotten. It's like a huge theater. And like truly, I think my biggest one I played was maybe 500 people last time. So I don't know. Hopefully you guys like it. They're predicting it to be like, oh, we're gonna sell. I hope. Because they're like, today we're starting a pre-sale, and I was like, do we need a pre-sale? Like, this is for your fans before all the other people get it. I'm like, who's the other people? Only people
the
watching.
scalpers. We're gonna have to shut down the scalpers.
No, we even have that where it's like a limit of 4 tickets per people. Like they're like, no, we're locking this down. I'm like, they're really expecting the most. I'm like,
I mean, it's the most
Love it.
exciting new Christmas tradition I think that there will be. I could see it every year at Christmas show.
I know we didn't get it in time to do the year on here, but the VIP merch you can buy if you get a meet and greet does have like the date. It's really cute. It has like the date on the sleeve. It's very cute, and I love December. It's like it's truly our favorite month. I got engaged in December, married in December, found out I was pregnant in December. Like December is the month. So I am very excited. So yeah, so the artist pre-sale, which I know, I was like, what is happening? I love it though. Shout out, by the way. I feel they're so, the people who are putting the show on, they're like so on it. They're like, pre-sale today. This, and then everything goes on sale. It's like they have all the graphics. Wait till you see the graphic. I guess oh, my phone's over there. It looks like I'm DJing at Encore in Vegas. Like, it's kind of everything. They're like, send us a picture. So I took one in like a Santa outfit and sent it to them. And I think it's in my albums. I think I have an album. I think the newest album. Do you know how to do another one? But it literally looks like this crazy Vegas. Show it. Do you see it?
So fierce.
It looks like I'm like Vegas headlining on New Year's Eve.
We'll send it to Jimmy because it's...
Yeah. I'm actually very excited. I am putting so much work. I'm doing like a bunch of new mashups. I'm getting dancers. Got cool costumes. And thank you to today's sponsor, Kickoff. Kickoff is a great credit building tool. I absolutely love Kickoff. You guys know I've talked about my credit before, and a great way to build credit or start credit is with Kickoff. Credit is important for a number of reasons. If you want a down payment, deposit, if you want the best deal with the lowest rates, you want to have good credit. It's one of the most valuable things I've learned as an adult, and it took me years and years to get credit back to where I wanted to be. I didn't pay a credit card when I was 18, and I was like kind of screwed for a long time. You always hear credit falls off, credit this, but building credit will do wonders for your credit score. How Kickoff works. Kickoff Basic equals the most popular plan at $5 a month. Kickoff Premium is the most powerful plan for $20 a month. Kickoff gives you a credit line just for credit building and reports it to the 3 major credit bureaus. Kickoff helps you quickly improve the key factors that determine your credit. Factor 1, your new account immediately diversifies your credit mix. Factor 2, each on-time monthly Kickoff payment builds payment history. Factor 3, because your monthly payments are so small, your credit utilization, the amount of credit you're using, gets healthier faster. These on-time payments, I'm telling you, is the key and the secret to good credit, okay? Build that credit with on-time payments. Keeping them small ensures that you're able to keep up with the payments and not fall behind. Again, if one thing I can just give you personal, okay, taken out of the ad read right here, stay on time with your payments. Talk to them if you need help, if you need another day. If you just communicate, it does wonders, because once they report that you were late on a payment, it's going to stick with you. I'm telling you, this is the key to building your credit and making it good. So you may be like, Trish, I don't have bad credit, never even took a credit card out in my life, no payments here. That can also hurt you. Companies want to see that you have built credit in the past, that you're good for your payments, that you can hold it up. Credit goes a long ways. So don't delay, get Kickoff today. If you have bad, below average, or non-existent credit, it can hold you back from buying a house, car, or even moving into a new apartment. Kickoff is the fastest, easiest way to safely jumpstart your credit and get to those goals quicker. No credit check required. Sign up for a monthly plan in minutes and start building credit immediately, as low as $5 today. Kickoff is also easy to use. Sign up in minutes from your phone and start building credit right away. Use AutoPay to build credit while you sleep and never worry about missing a payment. No credit check and cancel anytime. That AutoPay, also a game changer, let me tell you, because sometimes you have the funds and you just don't write it quick enough. Gets lost in the mail. AutoPay, you don't even have to worry about it. Would I recommend this to a friend? Absolutely. I'm recommending Kickoff to my viewers because you guys know I talk about credit and how has it affected me. And once I changed my credit and was able to build it up to better, I was able to buy multiple homes and finance all my dream cars. Users with credit under 600 have increased their credit by an average of 30 points in the first month. That is wild. Every point counts, but 30 points is absolutely wild. Kickoff is a smart, legit credit hack with no catch and no credit check. It's simple. You make on-time payments. Credit bureaus see good behavior and your credit grows, and that is the truth. They see you're on time with those payments, like, okay, we're going to give this person the loan. Kickoff is the #1 credit building app out there. It has over 100,000 positive reviews on the App Store and 98% are 5 stars. That is quite a record. Join over 1 million people building credit with a Kickoff credit account today. Get your first month for just $1. That's 80% off the normal price when you go to getkickoff.com/Trish today. That's Kickoff without the C. That's KIKOFF.com/Trish. GetKickoff.com/Trish/TRISH. Must sign up via GetKickoff.com/Trish to activate offer. Offer applies to new Kickoff customers first month only, subject to approval. Average impact of 30-point increase in the first month based on Equifax Vantage Score 3.0 changes for Kickoff premium customers with starting credit below 600 who made their first on-time payments between January 2021 and March 2024. Payment and credit activity outside Kickoff can have an impact on your credit. Terms and conditions may apply. Offer subject to change. Individual results may vary. Get your first month for $1 at www.getkickoff.com/Trish today. I have a new music video, new music, so it's crazy, and we're gonna do meet and greets and VIP meet and greets, and it's going to be fun. It'll be the first time in 5 years since I performed. So
wow.
I know. I figure if I want to be on Broadway, I gotta do baby steps. I should probably perform, see if people care, and then we'll pitch Broadway. So I'm very excited. Trishmas Live happening December 15th, live from 1,000 Oaks.
I love that. It's so close.
I know, in
That
theaters
is so
near
funny.
me.
It's crazy. And actually, I did pick the theater too, because originally they wanted me to go in Orange County, and it was a little no offense to anything, no shade or whatever. Honestly, I should probably be playing this club. It was a little comedy club. And I was like, I think I need to do this one, this big with the mezzanine, the orchestra. So I'm really aiming high, you guys. You really hyped me up when those hoodies sold out, where I'm like, yes, we can sell out. it's quite a different thing to like have someone come to like Thousand Oaks versus buying something online. But I think you guys are gonna really like it. Oh, buy tickets at Ticketmaster. We'll put that as the top link. There's like an official link. Don't get it anywhere else. Ticketmaster. I don't even think my last show was sold through Ticketmaster. I think it was just sold through some shady website or something. So it's on Ticketmaster.
Should there be like a dress code? Should be like.
What are we, Chappell Roan over here?
No, but I mean, like it's a pink Christmas. Obviously, if you have our hoodie or that kind of wear it. But
yeah, come how you. I don't know.
it's a pink Christmas. Dress up as a pink Christmas tree.
Okay, well, wear whatever, honestly. But however you want to express yourself, you can. Yeah, come festive vibes. I have a crazy outfit. It is such a cute outfit. I'm going to try and take a picture in it before so I can, like, I don't know, have like a poster for
outfit?
Outfit. It's bougie. It's a bougie one. I'm wearing it. I'm doing Mariah Carey style. Yeah, so very excited. We'll see how it goes. I'm actually so nervous, but so excited. Not nervous for like the show. I love performing. It's just more like, are people gonna come? David and Jeff. No, Jeff's on the squad, but like David Dobrik and Natalie just being like, look at this loser.
The seat chart. Yeah.
Check their social media if you want to know how ticket sales are going. They'll be monitoring.
People do that, don't they? Oh my god. Okay, well, and it's okay. Honestly, it's fine. If I sell out a row, it's fine, okay? I will still perform. I don't know how that works, actually. Do you still get to perform if you don't sell it out?
I think so,
I have no idea. I have a really great company that's helping produce this, so I didn't have to put anything up front, I don't know. So hopefully we do good. But I'm really, really excited, and yeah. Trishmas live. Originally, they wanted me to do like a little Christmas tour. I was like, let's slow down.
Start the one. Yeah,
let's start with one, and then we'll see how it goes. But there it is, Trishmas live. Go get your tickets now at Ticketmaster. Oh, did I say the artist presale code? Trishmas.
No. Oh.
Okay. After all that, if you want to buy them today, you have to use the code Trishmas. That's TRISHMAS. Trishmas, because my name has to be everywhere. There can't be one thing without Trish. It's kind of like Tana, though. It kind of does go with like everything. Like, what is it called? Like a play on words. What is it called? Like a pun, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Like Tanabis, self Tana. Like it's it goes with so much. And I was like, mine does too, right? Trish kind of goes with like make a Trish, like make a wish, make a Trish, or whatever. Trishmas. Trish like fish. I don't know. Dirty dish by Trish. That's the name of my perfume. Yeah, I guess Trishmas is the only time it works. There's no other word that goes with my name.
Well, Trishel Juice was kind of fierce, though, for Halloween.
That's kind of fierce. Doesn't really sound like Beetlejuice, but it was. Let's get through Halloween first. But we did want to have these up as soon as possible so you guys can start planning. Some of my OGs, Brian and Catherine, have already DM'd me. They're on the East Coast, and we're flying in. And I was like,
oh my God.
Yeah, that would be wild because they both came to multiple shows. I think Brian has come to the most shows of anyone. Shout out Brian Dakota. He was the Sabrina stan way before Sabrina popped off. He was a Sabrina stan like 10 years ago. Yeah,
he recognizes
He's a tastemaker.
Yes.
And he came to every one of my shows. And he brought his mom to one and came to me. I love it. He came to our wedding. So
cute.
Yeah, I really love them. And Daniel, I haven't heard from him in a while, but I know he's doing well too. And those are like my original tour people. It was very cool. It was very cool to always see them. So it'll be interesting to see. But now we have TikTok too, like as Moses pointed out, where it's like a whole new generation of people watching me. And I'm just like, I wonder if they know. That's why I've been posting my music videos, because I'm like, I wonder if people like know I have Christmas songs, right?
Yeah.
I guess I should post on my old ones like Merry Trishmas and stuff like that.
Well, and Patreon, maybe you should do one video reacting to all your Christmas songs.
Did we do that?
We did do music videos, but not even all of them. Like just
regular ones.
Yeah,
because I was shocked when you showed me all the.
We did it.
Yeah, but we should do a new one on Patreon.
We did a reaction one, and it was like I don't know how to like insert. How do you do? Like where you cut the video into. So we watched it on the TV behind us.
We're like sitting watching TV and playing it on the TV.
And it's so far back because the camera's so far in the TV. This is still up. I probably took it down. It was bad, but we were going through all of them and analyzing all of them.
Production value.
I know I can spend $10 million on a music video, but I have no idea how to insert picture-in-picture or whatever the hell you do. But all right, that's it. Thank you to today's sponsor, PDS Debt. Whew. Never had a sponsor more fitted for this program. You guys know I have talked about debt. I've been in debt many times in my life. I know on the outside, a lot of people can look. Just because you make a lot of money doesn't mean that you don't go in debt, okay? So many reasons why you can go in debt, spending beyond your means, not planning for the future. I wish I had PDS debt even up to a few years ago. Okay, I was so sure. I was like, you know what? I can afford this. I can buy it. Things change. Circumstances change. Income changes. I wish I was better prepared. but I wasn't, and I got in debt. Debt happens around the holidays all the time for many people. Ours was around the holidays and our wedding and our honeymoon and my music videos. And I just wish I had someone to help me analyze the debt and better solved it. It took a while to get out of it, as we all know. And don't fret. I know a lot of us don't want to think about debt. It's all about manifesting. Don't manifest debt. But if you're already in there, baby, then you need to listen up, okay? Getting out of debt can be easier than you think with PDS Debt. If you're in debt this holiday season, as a lot of people are, my friends at PDS Debt can help with a personalized solution just for you. If you're making payments every month on your debt and your balances aren't going down, PDS has solutions for you. Everyone with $10,000 or more in eligible debt qualifies, and there's no minimum credit score required. Bad and fair credit accepted. Save more while paying off your debt in a fraction of the time. And this is great because a lot of times you want debt solution, but they'll be like, well, you have bad credit, you have this, and you're like, okay, why do you think I'm in debt to begin with? Because making those minimum payments sometimes just won't cut it. You'll never get out of debt because of all the interest rates and fees that apply. PDS Debt Solutions will help you analyze and see the best solution to get out of debt. Start planning today. Get a free debt analysis right now at pdsdebt.com/Trish. It only takes 30 seconds. That's pdsdebt.com/Trish. pdsdebt.com/Trish today. Hot topics. I didn't have much. I'm just really, expanding.
I thought about a lot.
You have
actually,
a lot?
Yeah. Although I feel like you also have to shout out the change.org petition to keep Ronson for MJ.
Do we shout it out? Last time I checked, it had 100. Which scared me about the ticket sales. I was like, no. We get 500,000 views, but only 100 signatures. I'm like, love, thank you.
Well, I think a lot of people are also respecting your wishes about, deleting or privating the old videos too.
Right.
So it's like, but I saw one TikTok that had 1 million views and so many comments that were like, yeah, which everyone agreed it was the burning of the Library of Alexandria.
I love that. You're so smart. I love that other people knew that too. I started following a guy who referenced that and I was like, wow, everyone's so smart. Never heard of it, but glad I can now. It's still to be determined. I'm still leaning on at least privating. So
yeah, 100 is not, maybe 1,000.
Yeah, maybe if we sell out this Thousand Oaks show, maybe I'll keep it. Are there 1,000 people in this area? I don't even know.
I know. Putting in Thousand
small.
Oaks, yeah, it's like, yes.
Hey, it's a great area to come to. There's no traffic. Parking is easy.
Yeah,
Parking
true.
is easy.
It's not like going into town where it's a nightmare.
Yes.
Here you're actually going to feel relaxed. It's fun.
Safe.
We've been to the theater. It's really easy.
Yeah, there's a Fogo de Chao right next door to it. They used to have a B.F. Chang's right next door.
You can try all of our favorite restaurants.
I don't know
around
where
here.
Bangin' Buns can be. Can you just put a food truck anywhere? I'm trying to think of where it is because there's
They'll
those
be
restaurants.
they'll be on the street.
That's so sick. I'm so excited. They have new brisket. Shout out Bangin'. Oh, speaking of the collaborators of Bangin' Buns, all about that cinnamon. They're supposed to be delivering cinnamon rolls this morning.
Whoa,
yeah,
that's
like
mage.
Halloween ones. They were they're like a pop up, but they collabed with Bangin' Buns, and it was like the best cinnamon roll. And then I was at Horror Vibes Coffee in North Hollywood, and we just delivered cinnamon rolls there. I'm like, well, they weren't there; they were sold out. So they make these Halloween orange purple cinnamon rolls.
Whoa.
They said they might make a pink glitter one for today. I don't know. I'm very very excited. You guys, we love the food here. What were we talking about? Oh, the change.org. Maybe, but probably not.
Keep at it, you guys. Keep at the
You guys, we're
petition.
trying to give you elevated production, okay? We can't have me just showing a Wendy's Happy Meal when we have full on TV production happening over there. So, just enjoy it while it lasts, okay? While it's up there. People are very sweet though. They're like, Trisha doesn't really, identify with that part of her life anymore, and that's the tea. And yeah. So that's not really why I'm deleting them. It really is just so I have a clean slate. But thank you for the defense. People defending me, I really do love. Actually, even with the Bowen Yang clip, there was a video version of that out of him, talking about me pretending to be trans is what he said, and so many of the comments were actually, she identifies as non-binary, and I was like, thank you so much because I love that it's lighthearted and a key now, and it is whatever, you can laugh at it, but I really was going through something at the time. And it is, like I said, I'd rather be lighthearted and laughed at now than people ew, she was transphobic or something. But all the people defending me. It was just cool to see on TikTok, it's such a different rhetoric than it was 5 years ago when people were attacking me. Now it's actually it was this and this is how she was feeling. So thank you for letting me be seen.
I love seeing Bowen. Just seeing him talk about you, be so excited.
Well, we're
about
obsessed. He dressed as Glinda. I really do love him. Everyone's in the video, they're like, maybe Trish can have an SNL cameo. I was like, I don't know if that's how it works, but I will do it.
The change.org petition. Let's just do it, you guys.
Let's get SNL.
Let's get all the signature and then switch that.
Oh God, I could never do an SNL. That looks so terrifying. It looks very hard to do, but
Yeah, it does look really hard.
I can never.
Ariana, I mean, she did amazing. She did so
Ariana
good.
was so good.
And I think you would easily
Babe,
do it.
I'm not Ariana Grande.
First of all, you're great at reading like cards and things. Like you read so
can't
fast,
see.
you won't even have to.
I couldn't see him. I could not see him. We talked about that. Even Fan when we were watching Masked Singer, and I was like, oh, I'd love to be a host. That's such an easy job. But I was like, I actually could not see the
You will
teleprompter.
wear contacts. You'll have to
I
get
can't. I
past
can't put
that.
them in. I tried. I've tried so hard.
I'm sure there's tricks. Let us know.
LASIK or something.
No, I think people have like things to put them in and out. Like,
I can't. Even to this morning, Louis was trying to curl my lashes. I like cannot have things come in my eyes. I've like tried so hard. I literally don't think it's possible. So I don't think any of that's gonna work out for me. But it was a slay. I loved it. She was so good. I know we were watching the one of the sketches and I was like, she's so good at acting. And I was like, actually, yeah, T, she is.
I know. I always forget, like, literally her roots are television. I feel like you kind of forget because her, like, pop music career is so, like, iconic. But she's actually so funny. Like, I love.
So funny.
I kind of want to see her do, like, a sitcom or something because her, like, comedic acting is so good.
No, that's what I was shocked too. I was like, wait, this is actually amazing. And she hasn't been on SNL since 2016. So it's been 8 years,
Yeah.
which is wild. No, I thought that too. I thought every skit she did, her subtle acting, because you know, people like are so over the top, they're like not good, but like her subtleties, I was just like, oh, like her little expressions in her face. I was like, I'm an Ariana stan for sure now. Like forever and always. Like I love Ariana. I don't care if she's friends with Colleen, Zach Sang, all of them. Like I still stand by her. I was like, love you, girl. If she was like, oh, come hang at my house, but Colleen and Zach Sang are gonna be there, I'm like, count me in. How do I let me get I would gag. I love her. She's everything.
Yeah, and her impressions are also so good. Like
So
the Jennifer Coolidge skit, like it was her, I think, with Chloe Feynman, I think, like both impersonating Jennifer Coolidge. And why did Ariana eat up Chloe Feynman? I was like, oh my god.
She was like, and like Chloe's good. She's done the sketch before. I like love her impersonation, but Ariana's kind of just like
She's
her.
so good.
I guess because she impersonates like goes singing. Maybe she just like hears the tone or
Yes.
something better. But she did so good. I was so shook by that too. Oh my god, I was like in awe of everything.
And her Celine Dion, Ariana Celine Dion. Obviously, she's done it before, but like, I think she was just like really in her comedic bag, and it was so funny. Because usually, like, I find SNL like hit or
Cringy.
miss. Like sometimes it's just like not my kind of comedy, but I kind of live for like all the sketches that Ariana did. I was
Every
like,
single
wow,
one.
I was really giggling.
Oh my, same. I was too. My favorite was the what do they call it? Castrati was the castrated one. I was like, she was so
cute. The little wig.
Oh, the little wig. I bought the lip combo. She showed on her TikTok. She's like, this is the Rem Beauty Glossy Bomb. Bought it. She didn't say what color, so I guess it was the pink. Then she contoured it with the Rem Beauty like shape stick, and I didn't know what color she got, but I got like 2 of them. I was like, I'm gonna do this exact lip combo because it did slay so hard. I love that she was doing TikToks in between the sketches.
I know, like, how does she have the time
I
to do
know,
it?
calling her dad. I'm like, wait, how? What? Like
She was in her bag.
She was
loved
really
it.
good. Oh my god, that was my favorite SNL for sure. And she sang at the beginning in her opening monologue. I really do wish they would have done another one of those radio sketches where it's like, oh no, we lost, the Whitney Houston channel. Yeah, I know she did it before, but I wish she would have done it again because I just think it's like it's actually amazing how talented she is. You're just like, damn, she's actually so good.
Yeah, and even like she did a skit where they did like a bad version of Espresso, and like to sing off key. I feel like you have to be talented to be, especially when you're like a singer, like a professional singer. Like she's so good vocally to like make yourself sing off key, but also still kind of slayed. I was like,
right.
It's kind of giving me singing when I think I'm eating.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. Such a talent. I feel like that's why people think I'm secretly a good singer because I sing so off key. They're like, no, you have to be a good singer to sing that off key. And I was like, T. I love that sketch too. Singing, oh, it's that ding domingo. I loved it. That sketch was so good too. She was good. She's so funny. She eats in everyone. I love all her singing. I love all her comedy. She was good.
And did you see, like, there was this one video, these people were eating in a restaurant, and then it was, like, the day before SNL, I think, and then all of a sudden, like, BOWEN and ARIANA come in, like, arm in arm with, like, the rest of the SNL cast, but, like, they just look so cute together.
My God.
I
haven't seen that.
Like, it really is giving us, like, in an alternate timeline, I feel like we're BOWEN and ARIANA.
100%. In my head, too, that's what we are. That's who we are. That's the icon status for sure. I was gagged. Once again, my theory, I said this like a year ago, that BOWEN Yang is pretending to be gay because once again, making out with Ariana for like 10 seconds. Who writes that into a sketch if you're not a little into it? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's giving Rebel Wilson writing in, like, who was it? Channing Tatum, like, grabbing her from behind. I was like, well, I guess she's lesbian now, but I guess maybe that's just acting. I don't know. But I was like, that went on for a very long time. And it looked very, like, I just don't think you can fake it. Or maybe you can. I don't know, but I don't think you can, especially when you're like a comedian. It just looks so real. Where I was like, is he gay? I don't
Years
know.
later, shaking his boots right now.
I know. I thought that too. That kiss was like so passionate. It wasn't like and sometimes they fake kiss, but this was like lips making out kiss. It was wild. It was great though. I loved it. I mean, we all gagged. I like laughed out loud. It was like so crazy. I was so shook. I don't know. He's so hot to me though. I do think he's so hot. I think he just, I don't know. He oozes something, you know what I mean? And from seeing Wicked, the early screening of it, I said it like right that night. I was like, he really is kind of like a breakout, even though that character is like so not a big character on the stage production. Like he's kind of a breakout of this movie, whereas like he added so much comedy to it. It was so good. So I think we've always been a Bowen Yang stan. I don't think we've ever been like a hater, have we?
I don't think
No,
so.
you
There's nothing to
always-
really hate
From
about
day
it.
one.
Yeah.
I remember the first time we saw him on SNL, and you were like,
Loved him.
Yeah.
Oh God, there's something just hot about a funny musical. I don't know. I just think
he
he's
has
so.
confidence. He has a confidence.
Yeah, just his like look when he plays the vice president. I don't even know. I've never seen the vice president in real life, or not even. What is it? I don't. He's not a vice president. What is he? A runner?
runner. Yeah.
Oh,
He's running
yeah,
for
yeah.
vice president.
I was like, wait, where are you going?
Yeah, but vice president's Kamala. Whoever the one's running, I never see him.
DJ Vance.
DJ Vance. I feel like he looks, I don't know if he looks anything like him, but I like his impersonation of him on Celebrity Jeopardy. I was like, he's so funny. He eats every time. He really can play any character, anything. The fact that he came out as Glinda, I really do love him. And not just because he called me iconic, but I really do love him. And I would love to be on Las Culturistas podcast. Not that I was invited, but.
They have Mariah Carey, I think, today, but
Do they really?
yes.
Wow. How? What? Wow. Okay.
They get everyone.
They're like the number one podcast. Like, I would love to be on it. I would love to be on it. New York is still calling my name somehow, some way. New JetBlue just saw the. Have you ever flown JetBlue?
No,
Flown,
I don't
flew?
think so.
They always had a really good, like, I guess they're called Mint. It's like their first class seats. They always had like cool ones where they like went back in a flat bed, and always like New York, it was always cool. They came out with new ones that have like, it's like the flat beds, but they also have like a little couch inside of it now. It's so
Wow.
cool. Where did we see that on? I sent it to you on
TikTok,
TikTok.
yeah.
Oh my God, it looks so cool. I was like, okay, I need to go to New York. I need to fly JetBlue. I need to go on the Las Culturistas podcast. See Rachel Zegler.
Yes, Rosie O'Donnell. Yeah, Rosie was just at Romeo and Juliet.
I know. I envisioned myself as me and Rachel like that. That's why Rosie is the original Broadway stan. She always had Broadway people on her show, and that's who I also want to be too. Oh, man, I had such a good Rosie cosplay. I had little koosh balls. I had so many good ones for today. I'm so sad. Dang. Instead, I have this
it
girl.
is timeless.
It is. Yeah, you're right. Will yours be timeless? The one that you were supposed to wear with it, or no?
Oh, it was still in the works, so I was
Okay.
kind of relieved. Yeah, because
Okay.
you were going to be Rosie O'Donnell, so I'm like, what kind of matches the vibe? I'm like, I guess lesbian. So,
Ellen.
yeah, at first I was like, maybe Chappell, like her VMA night costume, but I'm like, that's kind of hard to pull off.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Ellen
Ellen's
with like
easy.
as like Finding Dory.
As like a fish?
Yeah, they have like a Finding Dory costume,
Oh,
and I
that
was
would've
gonna
been
put
cute.
like a little blonde wig on, but also I'm kind of beefing with Ellen. I
She's
think
canceled,
so,
yeah. Oh, right, you don't like her. Her and who else? Michelle Phan.
Oh, I forgot about.
She had Joey
Michelle
Graceffa
Phan.
on. Did you see? I didn't see. Did you see?
Yes.
I wonder what they talked about.
I lived. I watched the whole thing actually.
You did?
Yeah.
Was it good?
It was cute. Yeah. It is funny. Again, I mean, I appreciate what they're doing. I guess I don't know. It was like Michelle. I mean, I'm really trying hard to. I'm struggling with the words on how to do this sweetly. Well, they didn't know that he like rescues animals, and I'm like, how do you not know that he rescues?
God.
So I'm like, I don't know how much research really went into it. So that was kind of the
Wow.
gag. I was
what
like,
did he say it? And they're like, wait, what?
yeah.
Oh, no.
Because I'm like literally, like if his videos since like 2020, so 4 years of like animal rescuing adventures.
To this day,
To
he's
this
still
day.
doing animal rescue. That's like, I think how people know Joey now is like all the cats or dogs.
And both, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of funny, but it was cute. She had her producer also do the interview with her. So
Oh.
yeah. So it was
That's never
cute.
a good sign when you start off as like a solo interviewer and then you
add
bring
someone.
someone on. It's giving Talk TUAH for sure. Did you see the clip with JoJo or did you watch any of the ones
No,
with JoJo?
I saw with Talk TUAH that Mr. Beast rented out a movie theater to eat lunchly and watch Talk TUAH the JoJo interview.
Right. Okay, wait, but what? Because that's what I showed Moses. It was like right after our last Hot Topics on Wednesday we filmed. And I'm like, there's something so weird. Like, that's so weird.
He's giving just like sinister energy, and I feel like he's really like leaning into it, that Mr. Beast. And I was in Target yesterday. Now they have a big like thing for Feastables.
I saw that too.
Yes, the Feastables do slap, but it was
Yeah,
a Jimmy
they're
jump
good.
scare. They should kind of remove him from the branding.
Yes, for
Because
sure.
the chocolate is good, but he's off-putting.
Very much. Very much. I know. I see him like, ugh, no. Like Logan KSI makes sense. They look like, okay, those are the cool boys you want to be, but I don't think the young boys are looking at Mr. Beast like I want. Maybe they are. Maybe that is the new icon. Yeah, I think there's some tie-in. We've said this from day one. Obviously, the industry plant thing about or whoever's pushing TUAH, like it's definitely guy based for sure.
Yeah.
But the fact that he did that, either someone paid him to do that, or he's a part of the TUAH brand. There's just no way naturally he's like rented out a theater to watch TUAH.
I think because it's Jake Paul's like podcast company that's doing TUAH or TUAH. So I think, and he like Mr. Beast is so in with the Paul brothers. I think that's why.
But you think he got paid?
I think he knows that like he was eating the lunch leaves and he was like, what can annoy people the most? And it would be like,
Really? You think it was on purpose? I just feel
I think he was trying to annoy everyone.
To me, my initial thought was like, oh, he's like tied into this somehow, which would make complete sense while they're trying to like push her as this like sexual thing, which she's not.
I wouldn't be surprised if Mr. B, this is again just speculation, but because like Rosanna Pansino talked a lot about how like, you know, Logan and Mr. Beast were like going in on like crypto and stuff together, like the pump and dumps as they were saying.
Wild.
Crazy phrase, but like going all in and then encouraging people to go in, then selling it right away.
Right.
I feel like they do some, just me speculating. I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if they had some weird business investments together
In the TUAH for sure. I feel something because again, love the girl Haley. I feel like she's gonna be just misguided so terribly and in a direction she doesn't want to go. I mean, she says it herself. Sometimes we catch just a little glimpse of her being like, I don't want to be known as TUAH. I don't want to be sexual. And then like that's all it is now is like TUAH and the sexualness.
Yeah, and even her Twitter persona, I'm like, because I really don't know. I no shade to Haley because I don't. Like, I think there's people that are like taking the brand and running with it.
Yes,
but, like,
I agree.
They put her face into weird memes and stuff, and they try to like pwn people. Like, yeah, gotcha. It's like very that. Like,
it definitely doesn't sound like a 21-year-old girl.
Yeah.
At all. Even the biggest pick me would not like say stuff like that, you know? So it's like I agree. I think someone like saw the meme and took it and like we're gonna turn you into a brand and it's like all this money being thrown her way or something, which is like, yeah, take it. But the people that are like running her brand is so weird. Because the JoJo one was like super sexual. Like, and again, like I guess JoJo's trying to be more sexual. And like again, I was too. Like I think when you're in your early 20s, that's like a cool thing to do and talk about. Obviously, like who cares? You know, like talk about whatever you want. But it's just such a weird direction because she had a co-host. So she had TUAH had like another, I don't know if it's her producer or co-host. She had like another girl like asking questions, and like for being called TUAH, she like did not talk. Like she was like not talking. Like she didn't ask any of the questions. It was so weird. And I had never seen like a full one. I never watched the one with Whitney or her grandma, so I always just assumed it was her talking to the guests. But like this, and it was like a young girl, probably her age. It was probably like her friend or something. Was like asking all the questions to JoJo. It was like so weird. They were kind of sexual in nature. I think I had a note of it because it was like last Wednesday. Oh yeah, just her sexual positions. It was like super weird. The thing about the JoJo was crazy. Was she was talking about the girlfriend she had, and she's dated. So she had a show she was a judge on.
So You Think You Can Dance.
Okay, did you know this that she dated the contestants?
Yeah, I think we talked about it a little bit when they went public. I think we mentioned it a little bit, and we're like, that's kind of weird.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
So she's like, obviously she's saying like, I didn't even think of them that way at all when they were on the show, but then 2 months later is like dating them. And her current girlfriend now was also someone on the show. And I was like, I feel like if it was a guy, right, the ethics of this, like you're on a show, you're mentoring people, like, yeah, they're probably obviously legal of age, but like, isn't there some sort of like, or also just in the world of like, isn't that like, you can't judge someone if you're a fraternizing with the contestants, right? Like being friends with you. Remember when Matthew Morrison like DM'd a contestant and everyone's like, oh my God, how dare he? But then she's like, I guess it's like dating after the show, but isn't that still weird? Like you were like mentoring them or no? Is it like completely
I don't
normal?
know. I read it and I had the same like gut instinct. Like that was my first thing. I was like, that's weird. But what do I don't know. Like, so she is dating DeKayla Wilson, who was a contestant on So You Think You Can Dance this year. I think the season finale for her season was in May. And DeKayla got all the way to like the finale. So I think she was final 3. And JoJo was a judge on that season. DeKayla is 18. She's about to turn 19.
Oh.
But yeah, it is kind of weird. So she was on the show May, so they went Instagram official in August. So obviously they had to be talking like before that, before the hard launch, especially JoJo, because with Avery, her like ex-girlfriend, she was like, I'm gonna be way more private about my relationship. So to go Instagram official like publicly
within a month.
Yeah, I feel like
presumed.
that. Yeah. So realistically, what
that
talking
gives me
like
the ick. If it was a guy, like I really do think of it in that situation. If it was a guy with a girl, we'd all be like, that's like disgusting. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's just, again, it's like a power dynamic thing. And not even like the dating sense of it. It's more just like the ethics, I guess, of it, right? Like if Matthew Morrison, who was like, you know, DMing someone that was a contestant, you know, you're just like, no, you shouldn't be doing that because you're like mentoring, you're in a power position, all this stuff like that. And then I don't buy it that like, she's like, I didn't look at her that way at all. It's like, obviously you did. Because a month later you're dating. Like it doesn't just change in a month. I hate when people say that. It's very Zach Justice where it's like, oh, for 4 years, never looked at her like that. But she turned 18 and all of a sudden I fell in love. I was like, BFFR.
I think, yeah, the turnaround is a little too close. I think like say she was like if this was a year, right? Like it was a year away.
Yeah.
I feel like that makes more sense. Like, oh, she was a contestant on the show. It's been like a year. I feel like you kind of forget within a year. Like I don't remember contestants on like shows from a year, like American Idol a year ago. You know what I mean, or something like that. Like at least a year kind of makes sense, but like a month. But
even that, people come for David Foster with Catherine McPhee.
Oh, true. I forgot about that.
He was her mentor on American Idol, and I guess I don't know. 10 years later, they're married with a kid.
True.
But everyone still gets that side eye, and they're old. Like she's like my age, and he's 70 or something like that. And it's like. I think an age gap when you're that age is like whatever if that's what you want to do. But because he met her when she was, I don't know, probably 18 on the show or 19, really young, it's still, again, even if they're like 25 on the show and you're like their mentor, it's still like this weird like dynamic of like I was your superior. And I don't know, I guess just the age of them being so young. I don't know. JoJo can meet so many girls. It's like, why do you have to go for 2 contestants on a show you were judging? It makes me not want to put her as a judge on any show because she's going to date them, you know? It's just kind of weird. I don't, like, again, you could meet, there's so many people you could meet. I don't know. It's just, I love JoJo. I really do. I really like root for her for real. I just feel like she's just unhinged at the moment.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, I think it would kind of be like if RuPaul dated someone who was like on Drag Race like this year. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, I think there is a judge in the UK. I forget which one. There was like one of the judges in the UK that ended up dating a contestant, but it was like from 3 years difference. So it was still like people were like, oh, that's kind of weird. But it was also like at least a lot of time has passed, you know?
Yeah,
but
let the time pass.
it's not as fresh. But yeah, because
I
like
don't know.
the turnaround is fierce.
It's actually wild. And just being so young, I know JoJo is young, so I'm not saying like that age gap is the worst, but someone who's like 18 on a reality show looks up to you as a judge. She got a long ways. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I did not know all that. She was talking about being topped and bottom. I was like, girl, it's just so weird. And again, I don't knock it at all. Like I think you should be open about your sexuality and talk about whatever you want. It's just such a weird, like the rebrand was so abrupt. You know, the bad girl was so abrupt all of a sudden. All of a sudden it's like, oh my God, this is, I don't know. I guess there's no easy way to ease out of child stardom, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess you have to go that way.
I did
that
like
route.
when she was talking about like the controversy around that photo shoot she did where she had like the bulge, like the bedazzled bulge
Lady
on.
Gun, shout
Yeah.
out. My cover comes out this week. We love Lady Gun. I shot it months ago, by the way, but yeah.
And I thought her cover looked good, and I liked the bedazzled bulge, and I was so confused at the controversy. But I like when she was like, when she was defending it, she was like, yeah, you know, it's kind of like when Harry Styles wore a dress back in the day, and I thought that was so weird. It was like 2 years ago, but
back in the day
for Vogue, but yeah.
I get it. I get the connection. I get it. It's kind of like, oh, why is he feminizing himself? Why is she emasculating herself?
And I thought that was fierce, and I was ready to like be back on the JoJo train. But yeah, this was a little odd. And then she also did an interview where she revealed that she is spending $30,000 for a birthday trip for DeKayla, her girlfriend, for her 19th birthday. They were going.
Where did she say that?
To E News on the red carpet.
Why did she disclose so much? We don't have to be.
We did know everything about her. That is so true.
And can I tell you, it's like, it's not embarrassing necessarily, but it's just like, I look back at like when I spent $50,000 on trips for people I was dating. It's just like low-key kind of embarrassing. It's giving, Like, do whatever you want with your money. I did the same thing, and I'm like, I'm gonna have fun. I have money. I want to have fun. But like to say how much, it's just giving like, without it even being gold digger vibes, it's giving like gold digger vibes, right? It's like, oh wait, so one person spending all the money on this trip. It's just like, you can just do it without saying it. As someone who's done this too, you know what I mean? I just feel like, because then you just look stupid. I look back and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I paid $50,000 for like a vacation, and I don't know. And then you break up, and then you're like, gosh, I don't know. Just keep it under wraps. No one needs to know. People think you got the trip for free. Maybe she also paid some of it. I don't know. It's kind of a weird flex. But
I know, because like it's just why do you admit so much?
I know.
I do kind of live for a JoJo interview because she will kind of just leave it all out there. Like she doesn't hold back.
I want to interview her. JoJo, come on.
She said she revealed she spent $30,000 to go to Hawaii. She said it's going to be the best birthday extravaganza. But look, it's not about the money. It's about the person. It's about.
Why did you say 30,000 then? Just don't
It's
say.
about the time and the thing you do and the experience.
I love it's like spending $30,000 to go to Hawaii, but it's not about how expensive it is. So, well, then why did you say that?
Also, since when is Hawaii $30,000?
I did spend $30,000 on my first trip with an ex. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, if you get first class 4 seasons,
Oh,
it's like
first class,
$3,000
I
a
didn't think
night.
about that, yeah.
4 seasons Maui's like was $3,000 a night. Plus, if you do like excursions and all stuff like that, like I did spend $30,000 once. Yeah.
Oh my god!
It's actually
See, you
crazy.
and JoJo are a little too.
We're the same.
You JoJo, you and Tati. It's
Wait,
kind of
no,
scary.
what? Me and Tati?
We always talk about how you and Tati are kind of similar. You and JoJo are kind of
wait,
similar.
Maybe I did say that, but why? Why did I say that? There's no way.
Because I'm just on my island doing my own thing.
Oh, well, the hypocrite part, yes, I guess. We're relatable that way. I was like, not Tati. Me and JoJo, unfortunately, yes.
Yes.
But no, not unfortunately. JoJo does
For
slay.
better or worse, yeah.
For better or worse. You know, I really do think she just overshares. I think it's jarring. Right? When someone just like says so much and you're just like, can we like when I was watching the ones about her sexual position or this, it's just like, this is a lot. And maybe because I'm like old, I'm just like, oh my God, this is like a lot. And the money thing too, it's like, girl, we get it. We love that you have money. We love that you're rich. We love that you're spoiling. Obviously, like a 19-year-old's not gonna have the money to do that. I get it, but also like we don't need to share so much. Who was it? I think it was Laverne Cox told Dylan Mulvaney once on a red carpet.
Yes, yeah.
She's like, you know what? Save some stuff for yourself. And Dylan actually like took it to heart. She's like, actually, that made like so much sense. Mm-hmm. And like, same with me. I love to overshare. I love to share everything, but sometimes, yeah, keep a little bit for yourself. We don't need to disclose every penny, everything.
And it's just so funny too because literally with like after the Avery stuff, she was like, I like learned my lesson. Like private is the way to go with relationships. Like it is just the thing to do. And then she got asked, well, why did you go public? Well, JoJo kept going to DeKayla's like dance class, and then like obviously other people were there, like just people who were taking the dance class.
Yeah.
Like, JoJo, why are you here? So then she's like, I'm just gonna go public and say it.
Okay,
which,
you know,
that's fierce, but she is saying they are very madly in love.
Oh my!
I mean, she's young.
She's so young
yeah.
and has so many relationships. Again, not to judge. I would have loved to have so many relationships, but it's like you don't know. You just don't know what love is at that age. You just don't. I mean, maybe you do, but I don't think it's with 5 people. You know what I mean? And there's no judgment. You're like trying to figure it out. But I don't think you've been in love with all these people because I don't think you know what like love is. And that's an old person being obnoxious to a young person. But it's kind of true. You know? I don't know.
You have to like you have to think that you do in order to, and then when you do like really find love, then you're like,
true.
oh, like this is what it's supposed to be. So
that's actually
So
I thought I was in love.
You have to like go through all those relationships, and maybe this one will last. Who knows?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like she is someone who wants to be like in love and a hopeless romantic and wants kids and like stability. So
yeah,
honestly, you're right.
I know, I'm trying to have like the rose-colored glasses, even for JoJo, you know.
Although we just had a guest, our guest is coming up Thursday. We just had her, and I asked her the reason why she was divorced. She said, "I hate divorce, like would never do it." And I was like, "Oh, so like what is the reason?" She's like super open, and she's like just too young. She got married at like she was 20 and he was 19, and she goes, "It's just like too young." Same thing we're seeing with like Aspen and stuff online. I think you're just like, I don't know, like get married. Some people last, I think like 20 and 19 is just so young to get married because you change. You just change naturally, like what you want, what you need, and all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's wild. I think you can just like, I don't know. My advice would be not to, although I would have definitely at 19. If someone I wanted to marry literally the person I was dating at 18. So I guess I get it. But from what we've heard from everyone who's done it, it's like, don't do it that young, you know?
Yeah, I guess like what is the rush really? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like you can still, even like if you get engaged, like that doesn't mean you can be engaged for years.
Stay engaged for years. I always said that. That's what we're talking about too with her. Is it's like, I love being married, but like it doesn't really change anything.
Yeah.
Other than like, like hospital stuff, like making decisions, like if someone's sick, but that's like when you're older. So I feel like when you're young, you really don't need to get married. Yeah, get engaged. That's like the funnest part is getting engaged, and you can show the photos and your ring, and you're just like, I'm engaged.
My fiance. Yeah, it's fun to say that.
Yeah, stay in that for as long as possible. And I do love being married, but it really just felt the same the next day. I was like, well, that not much has changed, has it? It's kind of just the exact same. I guess there's more contracts involved. If anything, you should probably just not, because it is like a contractual thing. When you get married, you like sign. What is it? I don't know. They come with you. The guy who marries you comes and like sign this, sign this. There's like literally like 7 pages, and I'm not talking about prenups or anything. Like just to get your marriage
like
license.
At the courthouse or something,
right. Yeah, I guess we had like a private one because I didn't want people to know. You had to put like your parents' name, his parents' name, like everyone's name. So we did like a private one. People were like, you're not married. I'm like, no, we have a private certificate. But even so, you have to fill out so many contracts, so much information, and it's very contractual. And then like she was saying, when you get divorced, it's like this whole messy thing. It's like alimony and who gets this and that. So honestly, wait as long as possible, because it really is just a contract that binds you in for life, for better or worse. And there's a lot of times that there's worse happening. So just stay as a partnership. Kind of like Scotty Sire, not to bring it back to him, but why has he never proposed? He's always in long-term relationships, and he's in his 30s. It's interesting he's never proposed, right? He was with Kristen for, I don't know, like 6 years. This girl has been with like 6 years.
Jacqueline, yeah.
Yeah. Is that her name, Jacqueline?
I think so.
Oh my God, like Jacqueline Hill? I've never heard another Jacqueline, have you?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Right? Like
Jacqueline. I've
There's
never
a
heard that
famous
name.
Jack. Like she was a Charlie's Angel. You know, Jacqueline something.
She was a Charlie's Angel. Jacqueline, really? I've never heard that name except for Jacqueline Hill. That's so weird. Oh my God, I didn't
Jacqueline
know.
Smith. Yeah, she was a Charlie's Angels girl.
From like the 70s?
Yeah.
How do you know that? That's so random for you to know.
I think she was on. She must have been on like an MTV or like VH1 show or something.
Really?
You know
Because
what
usually
mean?
I would know. Like I know Farrah Fawcett. That's all I know of the Charlie's Angels. I never heard of Jacqueline Smith. Oh my God, crazy. And who's Scotty's Jacqueline? Or can we not say it? She's not public. I don't know.
No, she's like an influencer, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, shout out Scotty and Jacqueline. When are you guys getting engaged?
But no pressure.
I don't even know. Oh.
I love that. It was like, no, like, don't get married. Like, no rush. Well, when are you getting married? That was also fierce. That was like.
Or like, Scotty, this is your mom. So, you know, I want grandkids. An engagement in the horizon.
I do randomly think about Scotty Sire. Like, randomly.
sweet.
Like, what is he doing? You know what I mean? Like, is
You
he
know
still
what?
touring?
I guess she
Yeah.
texted you. She's like, hey, what are you doing right
Maybe
now?
he wants to open for me.
That would actually
He had
be
a Christmas
fierce.
song. Do you remember the Christmas song he did with Mariah?
No, it was like being about the.
I
was
feel
it
like they always sing this. Yes, it's about being depressed. Being
That
dumped on
kind of-
Christmas.
Yes.
Nobody
Okay.
wants a lonely Christmas. But I'm
Yes.
about to call it quits with
With
you.
you. Yes.
Breaking up is at the top of my wish list, and baby, you don't have a clue. You said that I want you, but then. Anyways, Heath, Mariah, Scotty, if you want to open December 15th in Thousand Oaks. If Heath wasn't on it, it would be such an iconic song. That would have been such a good song. I forgot he was. And he's like pulling a reindeer. It was weird. And then him and Kristen broke up like literally a month later, which is sad. Like, I'm team Kristen all the way, by the way. I love Kristen more than anything. But he wrote the song about breaking up, and she was in the music video. And then like a month later, it's like,
Maybe that
We
was
broke
him
up.
like laying the groundwork.
he started it. He's like, remember that music video we did? Well, I meant it. That's why I hate foreshadowing anything. When people do clickbait of like, we're getting divorced. They don't do that anymore, but people used to like always be like, we're breaking up. He cheated on me. Like all those things. I was like, that seems like a weird manifestation to put
Yeah,
out
they
there.
like putting it in the universe.
Yeah, and that happens. I mean, that's happened to me before when I've clickbaited stuff, and I'm like, you know what? Let me not manifest anything weird. So I only say good things and positive things because the universe is always listening. Oh gosh. Well, Scotty, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing better than the rest of the vlog squad. Except Jeff, he's slaying.
Also, tickets go on sale today.
Also, tickets go on sale. Ticketmaster.
Too.
I hope we sell out so David can watch that and be like, damn. Damn. Because even when I was in the vlog squad and I was cool with them in 2018 and I did a tour and I sold out, it was like a 500 venue. And it was always standing. This has seats. This has seats and it's bougie. But even then it was like 500. So if I sell out now, that means I've surpassed my vlog squad fame. My heyday, if you will. Thank God. It was like, that was like, what do you call it? Like jumping, what is it called? Jumping
Jumping
ship?
the shark.
Jumping the shark? No. Well, I feel like jumping the shark's bad, right?
Oh, yeah.
You're ahead of it. I think I was like jumping ship quick. Like, if the ship is burning, I'm jumping off of it.
Oh, yeah.
Is it called jumping ship?
You mean before it
Yeah.
went down?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
I jumped ship at the right
Because
time.
you see it. You see that it's about to go down, and you're like,
Ooh, that's my career. Is that's dodging and just jumping from ship to ship.
Were
you know,
you booted from a ship or did you jump?
I think I self-evacuated, self-evicted. Yeah. Because it was me, but honestly, they did kind of push me out. You're right. It was a mix. They pushed, and David stopped filming with me. If I went into the lore, I'm writing a book right now, so I'm having someone help me like compile my thoughts so I can get it all right. And we're talking about Vlog Squad days, and I was like, God, it is so weird to think about because I was like, yeah, I kind of remember it like me making the videos, and that's why I got booted. But when you think about it, that month leading up to it, I wasn't asked to film. I remember that. Like, he'd be like, okay, you guys come with me. You guys stay here. And it would always be me, Carly, and Aaron that had to stay back. And he would go film
My
with, like...
faves. That was my three faves.
There was no camera filming us. We were just told to stay at the house.
You guys should have started your own thing. I would have loved. I loved Carly and Aaron.
Okay, I love that you love Carly and Aaron. I love that. It's
That's like
to
sitting
a
on the bench.
Huh?
It's like sitting on the bench in the team.
It is.
Yeah, you're like, this is the
You've been
moment.
benched for.
I always wondered where the Carly and Aaron stands were, and they're right here.
Right here.
Hawk Tuah too. If you're a Hawk Tuah stan, please.
That I am curious about.
Make
yes.
yourself known. Make a TikTok. Be like, we saw this on Just Trish, and guess what? There are a bunch of us. We're the Hawk Tuahs, okay? We're the ones that stand by. I would love to know. And like, I think I'm a Hawk Tuah fan. So I'm a Haley Welch fan.
Yeah, there you go. Same.
I'm a Haley Welch fan. I don't know if the collab's happening. Like I said, so many people were pushing her for collab, and I was like, no. But then I'm like, wait, but I really want to like talk to her. But I do have a feeling. I wonder if she had like a big team. It's like, oh my God, I can't ask this and this, add this and this. I hate when people bring.
That's what I'm also so curious about, like the inner workings of Hawk Tuah. Like I am literally mystified by it.
I feel like there'll be like a bunch of men here just trying to like tell us what we can and cannot say, and it would piss me off so much. But
then we'll end up like after we'll do like the hot topics after, and we would just say everything.
Everything got cut, y'all. I know. I want to know. I am happy for her. I love that she's successful, but like I need to know the tea. I love that JoJo was on. That's kind of everything. JoJo really is everywhere.
Yeah.
I like JoJo. JoJo, I like you. I always have. I always root for you because I do feel like you've went through some as a kid that you don't even process. But we saw it on TV, and even if it was fake, I still feel for you, girl. So I, I'm not trying to victimize you, but it was brutal what we saw on TV, and I hope that you're doing well. We had 3 group costumes with me, Holly, and Tana.
Oh, that's fun.
And it's a lot. The coordination is a lot. So I think we're doing that in a couple Sundays. There's like so much. So it's a lot happening, but I think I'm literally every day have something. It's actually insane.
It's so funny because I remember last year, I think, it was Tana was doing one of the Halloween interviews or whatever, and talking about like how stressful Halloween is.
It's so
as, like,
stressful. It is like getting it all together and the costumes. I mean, it's just like so much, and deciding on costumes and getting everyone's schedule. Like it's actually. So
and
hard.
I feel like it's extra because you're also in the middle of Wicked, so then like you don't even get a break after. You go straight from Halloween into Wicked.
I know. Well, we are definitely doing a lot of Wicked cosplays because I'm like I want them to notice me. So. I just love. I know. There's just a lot. And November does. Yeah, November goes right. You said into Wicked and then December
Trishmas.
Trishmas.
Yeah. And you see your Wicked Stanley Cups.
Oh, we didn't even talk about it. This was a hot topic. I didn't even know they were on sale yesterday. I literally just went to go. What was I getting? Oh, I needed toiletries. I needed a bunch of toiletries. So I went to Target and I was there at 8 a.m. because I always go right when they open. And they were literally stocking these. And there were so many. There was maybe like 30 on this thing. But I saw on TikTok that people were like
people
lined
were fighting.
up. Yes.
People got in physical altercations over the Stanleys.
Where was that? Was that just one location? Let's hope. Or you think it was like multiple locations?
I feel like it was multiple. I think I saw like 2 different videos, and it seemed like different people.
Like grabbing, like they're just because I saw it, but I couldn't really tell what they're doing. They're just like fighting each other for it.
Yeah, and like grabbing out of each other's hands and stuff.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Nobody was doing that at my Target, that's for sure. I love them. But it really is how funny how it's just like pink and green and they call it Wicked. Because there's like nothing wicked about that. I love it, first of all. There's like little butterflies. That's so weird. What makes this wicked? It says wicked, but like what makes it wicked?
I think just pink and glittery because they had like I saw
funny.
underneath it. When I went like around 11. And
you went?
They were out of the pink. They had the green.
Did you get one?
No, I have too many cups.
That's how I was too. But when I saw it, I was like, all right, I'll get it. I wasn't going to. But yeah, this matches my Maybach. It matches it exactly. I was like, wow, same paint job. Oh, there's a flying monkey on this one at least. That one has butterflies, but this one has.
But yeah, people were really fighting. I guess people were also taking multiple. Like I see one lady has like 5 cups in her hand in this one. So I think people were really just kind of going all out for the Stanley Cups.
It's crazy. Stanley is wild. Ooh, yay, Stanley is wild. All right, come on in with those Cinnabons. Whoa! Oh my my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. First part about all about that cinnamon through Bang and Buns. Where's my microphone? Through Bang and Buns. Double duty. Through Bang and Buns, they did a collab, and then they were at the Horror Vibes coffee shop in North Hollywood, and I missed them because they were sold out. They're like, do you want us to send some to you guys? And we missed them. Sorry, all about cinnamon. Okay. All about cinnamon. All about that cinnamon. Oh my gosh, that's so. Oh, are you seeing it? Can you see it? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. Spooky. These look like ube. Are they ube? You remember the ones we got before?
You know I love an ube too.
I love an ube too. Oh my gosh, like
Whoa,
a spooky
wow.
Halloween. First of all,
I love bats.
I wish.
Like a dinosaur.
Oh my god, that's so cool! Wow. Wait, I wish they would sell these. I wish I had cinnamon roll Trishas on it. How do
You
they do
have to
that?
keep the box.
I know. That's how I want that. I love everything. Oh wait, we're just saying how. Okay, we're gonna eat this on Patreon.com/Trish because we don't want to have chewing into the microphone if you don't like it. So sorry for our anything. Love you. Okay. We're back, you guys. That was a good one. Oh, where's my glasses? That's the main. It's the main one. Let's get this full cosplay. It was a good one. Oh my god, those that all about the cinnamon was absolutely delicious. Go to patreon.com/Trish to check it out. We were just talking about all these really cool, trendy food things that pop up around LA. And my great idea is to have the Trisha pastas. I want it to be like cafeteria style, where you can go and get all my favorite pastas. You know, like in the food court, like old school Sparrow used to have really good pastas.
Yeah.
That was the first time I had Big Ziti was in Sparrow. They're just like not the same anymore, but they had like really good. So there's like a Trisha bolognese, and there's like a Trisha fettuccine, a Trisha butter noodles, a Trisha Big Ziti. Like that would be such a slay. I would love it. And like cute little. Actually, it should be a restaurant. Maybe it could be a stand-up one alone too, where it's like pink and glittery, and it's like welcome to Trisha Pastas, and it looks like an Italian flag, but it's the shades of pink or something like that. You know what I mean?
But isn't Natalie Noel's brand pasta?
I hate that more than anything. Oh my god!
A callback to last week.
You know what?
I pulled a Moses with the callback.
No, that was good because I have like, okay, this is so weird, and like you won't get the vision until I show you, but I have pasta merch coming out. And when I was making it, I literally typed in pasta merch to see if anyone else ever did it. That's how I saw it. And I was like, oh my God, Natalie did that stupid one. It's like, I love pasta. And I was like, what the? Mine is so much better. Mine has a bolognese twist. It's me eating. It's like so much cuter. But I was like, no. This is not the pasta. Like, I'm sorry. I am. That was crazy because that was a time, it was right after I was in the group. And so I'm like, I don't know how she's known for pasta. Like, that's what
I mean, it's cultural appropriation.
She is Italian.
I hate when YouTuber merch. They don't do it as bad anymore. And maybe this is just me being like angry for no reason, but like it was so annoying when people would come out with merch and like it didn't have anything to do with like their brand. Like it was just random merch. It was like, I don't know if this is someone's merch. I don't want to like on them, but you know, random things like be kind to people or something. Is that someone's merch? No. Okay.
Maybe Scotty Cyrus, but I don't know. I know his is anti-Scotty Scotty
His is like, don't be sad. Oh, yeah. Then there was the era of people just ripping off other people's brands, like the Korinikoff was Calvin Klein.
Oh my God, that's funny.
But just like random, I mean, it's a nice message to be kind to people, and that's a fine one. I'm sure it's somebody I know. That one's fine, but there's just certain people who'd have the most random things, and I can't even think of what they were, but I was like, it has nothing to do with their brand. They were just like putting out random stuff.
PHILLIP DeFranco is probably one of the biggest.
God.
Like he'll have a shirt that just says sports.
That was so dumb. He thought he was so clever and funny with it too. He thought he ate. He's like, if you're watching the football game this weekend and you don't know which team to root for, how about just put sports? Yeah, sports. I'm like, okay. He's like a pick-me, but like a boy pick-me. He just like so... He had the worst. He had like a monkey for the longest time. I bought that shirt actually, but he had like a monkey as his logo for a while. What is the other one? Didn't he have, what did he used to call people? It was like a...
I just remember him saying to everyone he's going to punch them in the throat. And I was like,
yeah.
That's aggressive.
Punch in the throat or beautiful... Was it beautiful bastards? Is that what he called people? He was like, hi, beautiful bastards today. And I'm like, yeah, he used to have like weird... He was weird.
Douchebag of the week.
Oh, yeah. His merch was always awful, but we love you. Wait, isn't our sponsor PDS? PDS, Philip DeFranco Show.
What?
PDS Debt Solutions.
I never thought about this name.
No, it used to be called PDS, his show.
Really?
He'd call it PDS, the Philip DeFranco Show.
No.
Not PDS Debt Solutions, though. That's, yeah, his merch was so weird. He always had weird merch, too. I can't think of the other ones. But he had another one, too, like, how's your mental health? He'd always have, like, weird merch that, like, didn't have to do with anything, but anyways.
I was looking at Fanjoy to see, like, what do people have
Are they still around? Who's on Fanjoy now?
They have Sniper Wolf.
What's her merch?
It is, what does it say?
It's probably other people's merch.
That's illegal.
It's probably her
That's
reacting
illegal?
to other people's merch.
One is a synthwave synthwave with the wolf on it. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Then it's a little anime character of her saying that's illegal.
That's so weird.
Larry Saperstein has a Pride shirt. They have random people. They used to have everyone back in the day.
Everyone, yeah.
All full coverage they have, but it's sold out.
Who?
Full coverage.
Oh, what was their merch?
It just says full coverage.
Okay.
To the point, yeah.
Makes sense, yeah. Some of the stuff would be... I mean, I had weird ones, too. I had, like, really weird merch. I think I had, like, carbs don't count. Like, just random stuff that people were like, oh, this should be your merch. And it was, like... That was way back in the day, like, Spreadshirt. But people would have the most random stuff.
Oh, they have Tana Mojo Dizzy merch. That was a throwback.
Okay. Yeah, that was her moment for her. I wonder if she still, like, sells with them or she never promotes it or anything.
I know. Dizzy is an older brand, too, so who knows? I feel like she's lived 100 lives since Dizzy.
So true. When you think about all the stuff she's done, I'm like, that is crazy. She was like, it was kind of like sliving, like Paris Hilton. Yeah, Dizzy. I like that when people try to make a word happen, you know?
Yeah.
It's like fetch or something.
I just have so many topics. Oh, this is a good segue. Did you see the Hollywood Reporters, the new A-list, and it was social media influencers?
Yes. No, okay, I will say this. Okay, the reason I saw it, and this is like, again, I'm on Trish Talk. I just see myself every time on For You page. I don't seek it out. I just saw it. And I saw one that was like really nice and was like, how Chappell on this list, whatever. And then I just wrote like a comment like forever on the D list. I think it's good. I think it's good for them, honestly. Like, it's good. Like, you want people to be excited about influencing. And I think in the day of like influencers where everyone's an influencer, like, you want to feel like you are impacting the world, right?
Yes.
So I was like, of course you're going to feel so hyped if you're like, you're the A-list of influencers. And I didn't think, the list was that bad. Like, we always say this on the podcast, or I always say this in general. Like, there's so many influencers that get like 20 million views that I have no idea who they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like, just because like the comments were like, I don't know any of these people or whatever. And I was just like, I don't know, just because you don't know them doesn't mean they're not influential, right?
Yeah, I think the difference between the two things was, so the Hollywood Reporter had like a photo shoot featuring 22 creators, but then the actual list was a list of 50, like if you click the article.
Oh,
yeah,
I didn't
so that was like the
know.
disparity, I think. And then in that article where it was like the 50 influencers, it was people who made sense. It was like Amelia DeMaldenberg, the Hot Ones guy. Like it was Bretman Rock. It was
so
Tana Mojo. Yeah.
They probably just turned on the photo shoot then. They're probably like, not for me.
Yeah, so the actual photo shoot, and that was what THR like used to like promote it. It was like, the new A-list. But if that was like a separate article, those 22 people were still in the 50 list.
Okay.
But yeah, the overall 50 kind of made more sense because I saw the photo of the 22 creators and it kind of went viral. Like everyone was tweeting it. And it was like, what's going on here? Like even like traditional celebrities were like, I don't know any of these people. But yeah, so the 22 people who were in the photo shoot the branding of that was City of Social Media Stars, 22 LA creators, 186.2 million followers, 1 billion likes. So it's 22 creators who are in LA and I guess were available to do the photo shoot, I guess. And in that photo shoot...
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes more sense.
And in the 22 creators in there were Rhett and Link. You know Rhett and Link.
Okay, yeah. But also, what? Like, that's
Same.
Not to say they're not, obviously they're influential and they get like a ton of views and they have been around. They're old like me. I don't know. I was trying to think like a right word, but they're just like older.
Veterans.
And older. So am I. Veterans. It's good. So it was like weird to see because like, not to say like they're above it, they just put in more time than everybody. So it is kind of weird to be with people who are just like fresh TikTokers who started like a year ago.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, they don't really fit the
vibe.
Theme. Yeah.
I would have. I didn't get invited, but I would have asked. I think I like to ask just so like around. I did see the person who said Trisha should have been in, and all the comments were like, but she's problematic. So I get it. All those people are like, I haven't been problematic in 10 years, but that's always my title. Also, Tana making this. She's not problematic anymore either, but she also was problematic at one point.
The list were like, they all had pretty good writers, but then Tana's was like, it was all like her cancellations and stuff. I'm like, okay.
Wait, really?
I was like, wait, what? Yeah.
No, she's like so influential. Like, despite that's so annoying. I hate when people do that. It's like she's influential because what? Because they're like, oh, because she got canceled so many times she's back.
Yeah.
Like that's so weird. Like, stop.
Yeah,
she
hers
has,
was like because a lot of so overall in the 50 they had like Noah Beck was on the list and they're like, what would you do if TikTok gets banned? He's like, I'm gonna move in with my parents. So everyone else had like cute little blurbs, and then Tana didn't give an interview, I guess, or like a Q&A or whatever, and hers was short. She was like, they get this many views, but then Brooke was in a scandal, and then now she's back. It was so weird.
Oh,
It was
like
wait.
why are you even like putting them
Yeah.
together? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I get it, they have a podcast, but like when you're writing someone about somebody, like have it be about that. That's my biggest pet peeve too. When people ask me about other people when they do an interview about me, and I was like, yes, I get people are part of my story, but if you're just giving me a little blurb, like it's gonna be about me and not anybody
Yeah.
else. That's frustrating. I hate that. I hate when they do that. Maybe she did talk about. I think it was, I don't know, like a month ago, like giving a bad interview that didn't sit well with her.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was that or maybe something unrelated,
I
but
have no idea.
yeah, the photo shoot slayed though. I'm not gonna lie, it was giving me Vanity Fair when like all the it girls were on it. You know what I mean?
It reminded me of like, I mean, I think we talked about last week, like the Shane Dawson, like Jenna Marbles, like photo
on the
shoot.
Variety,
'Cause
yeah.
Back in that day, it was like when YouTubers were like, you know, the ones to cover. Like I remember Variety would do like little photo shoots with like Tyler Oakley and like, you know,
Yes.
that vibe. And this was
Yeah.
giving me that again. But yeah, it was weird. Rhett and Link, and then it was like all like, you know, the TikTokers and stuff. I mean, it was Rhett and Link, Marco Zamora, Matt Friend, Asia Jackson, Brittany Broski, obviously, Queen.
Okay, that makes sense.
Brittany Broski instantly recognized. Josh Richards, I did not recognize, but then the name, I was like, okay.
From BFFs.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, maybe what was his blurb about? What's he
I
influential?
didn't read it. I think I saw 22 million TikTok followers or something like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe in that sense, because I'm like, I don't know if the BFFs is the most influential podcast out there. A little shade, but
Drew Fuelo obviously makes sense. Charlie
Yeah.
Jordan, Owen Hall, Megan Roop, Nelia Devora, Yasmin Sahid, Desi Perkins. She's also like an old, like a more OG?
oh yeah, Desi's like a beauty.
Yeah.
Yasmin, you said I saw her at Beetlejuice. I know her. She does cool little Disney TikToks.
Brittany Vest, Anna Sitar, Amy Song, Shayla Mitchell, Tony Bravo,
Damn.
Alan Chicken Chow, Christy Scott, and Julian Brzezinski.
I mean, like I said, maybe they're like super. Either you know what, it never means anything that I don't know anyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They could be influential. I think people are like so hard on them too because it's like they're calling. The magazine is calling them the new A-list, and
Yeah.
maybe they don't want that title. They're probably like, not me. Like, I'm not an A-list, but maybe they're thrusting it on, and then people are like, who the F are these people? You know what I mean?
And it's not their fault. Like, obviously, if the Hollywood Reporter calls you up and is like,
Yeah.
you want to do a photo shoot where we call you the new A-list? You're like, okay. Like,
yeah. I will say, I mean, I don't have any insider information on this, but I will say people do get pushed by agents for this sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Funny you say that, because at the bottom
Yeah.
of the 50 list, there's a whole special about, like, the best agents. And, yeah.
There it is, y'all. You know what? More power to you if you want to be submitted for it, you know, but I'm going to pull, who's the person who doesn't want to be submitted for a Grammy? Oh, no, I don't want to be him. In general, like, it's like the people. It's like the people. We all go back to People magazine, them showing engagements. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to just, like, have, like, a People branded on there and just, like, get paid to be on something. You know what I mean? Not that they're paying to be on it. Something doesn't happen organically. It just doesn't feel organic. It's like how TUAH, we go back to that, right? It's like you want to know that there's a fandom behind people. And it's like, I don't know. If I want to be, I'll never, you know, like, if you want to be A-list, like, just be A-list. You know, don't have to. But like you said, if they call, of course, I'll do it too. People are mean, though. People are so mean. I was seeing comments of people like, who are these people? I don't know anybody. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, well, there's 5 million influencers, so of course you won't know them. But a lot of them are, you know, influential. Like you said, Brittany, I mean, they're everywhere at every red carpet and brand deals and Spotify and book deals. Rhett and Link, obviously, OG. So, you know, and all the other people, I mean, they're there for a reason. So obviously they got their foot in the door somewhere. But that's everything. And when you look at like those young Hollywood ones too, you look at the Vanity Fair, you're like, actually, they all became iconic. I was gonna say, like, you always see sometimes like, where are they now? But actually, they're all everywhere.
slaying,
Yeah,
yeah.
they all slay actually. So you know, give them a break. Does anyone? I mean, who really cares? When people get upset over that stuff, I'm just like, oh my god, who really cares? Like,
I
let
know,
them be
T.
A-list. Let them be A-list.
Yeah.
This is their moment.
Yeah, it is funny. Like you said, I'm sure like agents and PR have such like a big thing to do with it, because like obviously there's other creators that are like have more followers, whatever, like a Pokimane. Like for some reason, like Pokimane, Hassan, like
Yeah.
Cutie Cinderella, like they're so
Did you say
Ludwig. No, Cutie Cinderella, not Jason Derulo. Oh my god,
Jason Derulo stand.
like a Ludwig, Jason Derulo.
like Jason Derulo.
One sneak, and it's Jason Derulo. Like I don't. To me, that's who I think of like the A-list, because they are like so big. Like the views that they get on Twitch and stuff is crazy. Like they all have such big like companies and stuff that they're starting. Like Pokey is such like a girl boss down. You know.
Absolutely.
So to me, like that's like if I was thinking of like a newer A-list, like a fresher A-list, it would kind of be them, and obviously Brittany and Drew and stuff. But yeah. Because some of the TikTokers, I guess, were like new, like you said, like started like a year ago or whatever. So it's like,
I mean, like I said, good for them for getting that push. You know what I mean? I honestly think like I think my whole brand is not being that. Do you know what I mean? It's like
counterculture. Yeah.
Yeah, the counterculture. The where's Trisha paid us? We want to see it. It's like only my little stands out there. You know, there's a whole like subculture that's like gets me. I think if I ever was like that status where all of a sudden I'm at the red carpets interviewing and I'm this, I think people are like, okay. Because it's like every influencer does. And it's great. And I think it's great. And I'm secretly jealous of them. But I think it's more like I'm the anti-establishment.
Yeah. It's like Charlie and Ariana saying, it's a knife when you're finally on top. So it's better, I think, if you were.
Yeah, I could have been on that remix too. Totally. I always think that it's crazy because people really do try to drag you down when you're on top. So
yeah,
just like
if the second if you were in there, I'm sure that people would be like, I think it would be the opposite. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just
so it's better to be subversive. I
think of all people, I don't want to be with Rhett and Link in there. Not for anything other than I'm just trying to be, against the coolness. They just give me. I don't hate Rhett and Link at all, but they just give me like dad vibes. They just like, are they dads?
I have no idea.
They just give me like, whose dad is here? You know what I mean? Like if they walked into a room, it's like, I don't know, maybe.
It is, especially like the stark contrast of all these like TikTokers.
Yes, that's what it is, and it is jarring. I'm just kind of like, oh, like. They definitely should just have their own cover, is what I'm saying, basically.
Yeah.
They should have done more like groups, like who goes with who. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like a Brittany and Drew go well together. Then I feel like it makes sense for the other TikTokers.
Yeah.
Like if it was Rhett and Link, PHILLIP DeFranco, Michelle Phan.
Oh no, not PHILLIP DeFranco. No, wait,
I'm just thinking of older people.
All the dubious people we don't like.
I'm just thinking of older YouTubers. John and Hank. Yeah.
Right.
The Green Brothers. Who else
Smosh.
is older? Smosh. Yeah. Then I feel like that makes sense as a group. But
wow, what a group that is.
who else is older? I don't know. Grace Helbig. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Okay. TTT. Yeah. Interesting. I don't know. Well, I have mad respect for the TikTokers out there. To be honest, I know they get a lot of hate when they go to like award shows and stuff. Like Billie Eilish. The TikTokers are here.
TikTokers over there. That was
mood. But they are moving and grooving. They're influential. They're making money. People are buying big houses with it, so I'm trying to ride that train with them. Mama kudos, honestly. Haley Bailey's paying $27,000 in rent or something a month, and it's like, that's crazy. And it's good. I mean, it's definitely like a hustle too. Like social media is a hustle. So like you said, if someone wants to call me like A-list, I'm like, put me on the cover. I'm on Lady Gun, okay? And it's a slay. I don't know. That's so funny. I did see people all up in arms about it. People are like, who are these people?
I know. And I think the tweet got like over like 1 million views too. And it was like the actual tweet itself didn't have that many likes, but everyone like quote tweeting it and having viral like hate tweets about it. I'm like, damn.
Twitter's nasty. Twitter's nasty. Let them live, okay? Does it affect you? Gotta have the right PR.
Another person who went viral on Twitter was Northwest after her new interview. And honestly, people were being mean to her. I think she was on the cover of Interview magazine.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, who else was on the cover? Someone I just saw on Twitter was on the cover.
Or maybe it wasn't the cover, but it was a spread in an interview.
Spread. Okay.
Yeah.
I saw someone else too, and I was like, oh, they're on the cover.
But yeah, it was North and Kim. I'm sure they gave her the cut. Maybe it was multiples, like one of those ones where they have like a collector's.
Right, because the interview only comes out like quarterly.
I saw a cover. I saw her. On cover.
Oh, you did? Okay, I saw one on Twitter. That's so weird. I just saw somebody on Twitter, but yeah, it must have been someone else.
Because it was her and Kim, but it was like focused on North.
Well, Kim was interviewing her.
Yeah.
And the most relatable thing she said on there was how she talked about the paparazzi. She said that. Well, Kim asked her if she likes being on camera, and North said, I like taking pictures of myself, but I don't like when paparazzi do. When I just woke up and there's so much paparazzi, I'm like, yo, I'm going to sue you. If I'm ready, if I'm not tired, if my outfit's good, I'm like, okay, I could take a picture. But if she's not ready for it and the paparazzi are out there, she's going to sue.
Northwest.
Yes.
T. I don't even know what suing is at that age.
Because her mom's a lawyer.
Is she?
Kim?
I didn't know. She passed the bar because I remember on the thing it was a big thing like, oh, I have to pass the mini bar.
I thought she did pass the baby bar or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But what do I know? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I thought that would be a bigger deal that she was like a lawyer. I feel like
I don't think she's officially there yet, but I think she's like on
That's
the
still
way.
a big deal. She's a mood. Northwest. I do love Northwest. She's such a mood. I feel like she's another one too we have to protect. I feel like people just love to like hate on celebrity kids because they're rich or whatever, and it's just like. Ugh. you know.
I know, same. Like, I think people were being too mean because everyone was like, "Oh my god, she's so annoying," but she's 11 years old.
Oh
like,
my
what 11-year-old
God.
isn't a little bit annoying? You know what I mean? Like,
Everyone,
it's just
every child is, and she's funny. I feel like 'cause she's funny, and some people just, I don't know. I kind of love it though. Paparazzi should leave kids alone. I saw Hillary Duff talking about her. You remember that viral one of her like basically yelling at the photographer to like not take pictures of her kids?
Yeah.
She recently was like explaining it, how she's like, it wasn't a regular paparazzi that she saw. She was like a random man that was like really up close. And I did think about that. I was like, how can paparazzi people just like take pictures of these kids and sell it? Like, you're taking pictures of minor, and maybe it's not as extreme as like CP, but it is still taking pictures of a child and like selling it. And it's like, how is that even? They're not 18. They're not consenting. Like, how can they just basically steal a photo and make money off of it?
Yeah, it is weird.
Who's buying these photos of children? Like,
well, it was all like the publishers and stuff, and like news outlets, but this was fairly recent. I remember that one of the big people who was trying to like go around and like change it was Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard. And there was other
really?
celebrities, but I remember specifically Kristen Bell was one of the big ones. So she like went to like every like entertainment like news outlet and was like basically talking to them about like if our kids are in the photos, don't buy them basically. And so now like all the ones that are like celeb friendly, like ET or like E, they won't buy photos if we can't use any photos if the kids are in them and it's out in public. Like if Kristen Bell takes her kids to like Frozen 3 premiere, then you can use the photos.
Right.
But if they're like getting ice cream on the street, then we can't use the photos.
Good.
Or we have to blur. If anyone were to use them, they blur the face. There's only like a couple outlets that still use pictures of kids, but
who?
I don't. It's like I don't want to say which,
Okay,
because I don't know which ones. But it's like
cancel 'em.
one of the more like salacious ones, I guess.
That should be illegal for sure. I think that's like so weird, and people buying the pictures of the kids because it's like, okay, if they want the picture out there, they'll post them or they'll take them to a premiere or they'll do something. You know what I mean? Like that's, I hate that. There's nothing that pisses me off more than that. One time someone like took a picture, they like snuck a photo, and I was like, just not of like the kids, only because you don't know where they're gonna end up to be. The argument's like, oh, well, you post them, but it's like you don't know where that picture's gonna end up and who they're sending it to and all that kind of like don't take pictures of other people's kids. I think it's literally the weirdest thing in the whole world. Yeah. I was at the horror coffee place. Obviously, I didn't post it, but I was at the Horror Vibes Coffee. And like I was trying to take a picture of me with like the like demon behind me or whatever it was, and then all of a sudden this guy's like, "Do you want the baby in the picture?" Like this guy was like holding a baby, and I was trying to like crop them out on purpose, and I was like, "Oh no, it's okay." And he literally just like, "No, here, put her in the put him in the picture."
Photobomb the picture, pushing the baby into his baby.
Why?
Yeah, I have no idea. It was the most bizarre thing, and I'm just like, okay. So I was like, took a picture. I sent it to Mose. I'm like, this baby just like got in a picture with me. He was so confused by it. He's like, what? I'm like, I don't know. I was like trying to take a picture, and this person just like pushed their baby in there, and it was the most odd thing. But it just felt so weird. I was like, you don't like what? You don't know me. Like, why are you pushing this baby? And it was a cute baby. And then I told him to make him feel better. Like, obviously, like I have a baby at home. Like, I'm not a weirdo, because I was like, that's such a weird thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, it was so weird, especially like a horror coffee place. So it's like all these like creepy like demons behind me, and I was just like, I don't know if you want your baby in that, but and I said, I'm like, well, it was like a 6-month-old baby, and I was like, oh, your baby's really good. Like, I feel like my baby would be scared of all these like things in here, and he's like, oh yeah, it's whatever. People are bizarre, I guess. They want to put their babies in everything, but...
And paparazzi, too, because a lot of the photos, like, the turnaround is so fast. So then, like, if you're like, if Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are, like, paparazzi with their kids, and then they get posted, like, right away.
Or Vanessa Hudgens after she gave birth.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Like, literally leaving the hospital in the wheelchair. I would be so pissed. Like, actually, that happened to us, too. It was, like, a week after we gave birth at Brent's. I was like, people are so... They're freaks. They're freaks. I'm sorry. You're a freak if you're trying to take a picture of someone's kid. Like, you're so weird. And then to post it on top of that, I guess it's like one thing, whatever. Like I said, that baby was forced in my picture, so I like took it. I was like, okay, but like, what? And it's just another thing to do it and be like posted on like a Reddit or something. I'm like, you're a weird person.
Yeah.
Like, and like if people want to share their babies, they share their babies, let them share it. And that, yeah, I do respect now more people like blur out faces or whatever, don't show kids on like other things. Cause like I said, it's like one thing to put out on your platform, but to have it on, I don't know, a place that could have hate or people being mean or whatever. I don't like it. Especially kid stuff. Weird. But I love Northwest. She's always a vibe. I loved her on the show too, like when they were at the Met Gala and she was just like calling everyone's outfits ugly. Oh, when she called the pearls cheap. She's like, they look cheap, but they look fake. And the guy's like, oh god, this is like my worst nightmare. And then Kim's like, they're not. And it's like she's like, well, you have an opinionated daughter. I love it. I think it's cute.
I think she's going to have an album coming out soon.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what she was promoting? Actually, or no?
I mean, well, it's more Kanye and Kim are promoting her all the time. And I think the build-up is towards an album and some stuff. Most of the criticism I saw was more for the parents and not her.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, I think, and a lot of people like, oh, she's definitely like Kanye's daughter, whatever. But Kim, like, was also like a little ham as like as a kid. Like, she loved being in front of the camera, and she was playing on little shows and stuff.
No,
so,
for
like,
sure.
Yeah,
her early paparazzi stuff is like so so iconic. It's so her. So that's so funny. People are like that. It's not a bad thing. I don't know. And also, yeah, I don't know. It could be so hard to have famous parents like that, though. Like, so famous. And also, Kanye is so polarizing right now. Like, it's just probably a lot for a kid.
Yeah, at least I think they're pretty sheltered to, like, the negative stuff. Like, I don't think she
it does
realized
sound like
that. Which is, I think, good. It's, like, not know, you know?
Yeah. God, I mean, that's... I always talk about it, like, you know, when you have your baby, you just don't, like, want to embarrass them. And it's, like, not to say Kanye is, like, embarrassing. Obviously, he's done a lot. But, God, it's, like, to have such a polarizing parent, like... I think that's why I, like, stopped being. I just don't want to be that person that's always like, oh, my God, your mom's, like, so mean or your mom's crazy. It's just, like, sad for the kid. But is he getting a divorce? My mom is so into Kanye. Bianca, is that her name?
Yeah.
Kanye, Bianca. She'll always send me updates on them. I'm like, she's, like, their biggest, like, watcher or something. I'm like, I never see anything about them. I mean, that's probably good. I just don't know how she gets away with not being arrested. Like, being, like, literally naked in public with her outfits. Like, she literally has boobs and ass and out.
It
like,
is really weird.
That's why if I wore that to Disneyland, like I would be arrested and had to be on some list. You know what I mean? Like that's just so
Don't they give
weird.
people shirts? Like if somebody's not dressed enough, Disneyland will give you a shirt.
That's what they
wear.
say. They say there's a hack to get free T-shirts. It's like if you go and be inappropriate. I seen it on TikTok. They're like, wear something with a lot of cleavage in your belly because then they'll give you a free T-shirt. I was like,
Is it worth it?
I'll kick you
yeah,
out.
it's not. No, then you're a freak at Disneyland, like trying to show your body. That's so weird. People are weird. Well, I think North has a pretty good attitude. I think she does really well. And she's a ham. Her parents are performers, entertainers, so she would be too.
No, I see her on stage all the time with Kanye.
Oh,
in the
really?
Shows. Yeah, she's
Performing?
on stage with him.
I remember she's like, what are those?
Oh, yeah.
These are clothes. And Kim crying. She's like, that'd be me for sure. Anything Malibu does. I cry now in ballet of her just running around. I'm like, oh my God, she's so good. She's like running, and I'm like, yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, what else did they say in the interview? I love Interview Magazine. I was supposed to do an interview with them one time, and it never happened.
Oh, that'd be everything. That kind of fits with your vibe, I think.
I love them. I love Interview Magazine. Anything else from there?
No, that was the part I cared about because I thought that was like, you know, she's actually onto something there.
She's gonna sue if she doesn't look good.
I'm like, that honestly is tea. Like, I would hate that if I didn't like my outfit that I was paparazzi'd, and I'm like, if I was paparazzi'd with the witch outfit with the nose, I'd be like, no.
Did you wear it out in public after? You didn't even have to be paparazzi. You willingly went on camera like that, so.
That's for a
It was
year.
slay.
If I was walking out and you had paparazzi outside, like if we were in like, you know, Hollywood or something
Oh,
for like the
right,
show.
yeah,
If we had a show and I was out and I was paparazzi'd. Like, you know, when there's always paparazzi outside of like the Tonight Show or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
We'd be in.
Well, we have paparazzi. Moses could paparazzi you on the way out. Take a little video. Who is this? What are you wearing? The witch nose was wild. That was a wild. Like, who even makes that anymore? Because it's just like, I mean, whatever. I liked it, but it's such a funny thing. Like, to
I know.
sell.
I was like, it was all in one section. I'm like, I guess.
Get the whole
Like,
thing. Where'd you go? Party City?
Party
Or?
City, yeah.
You know, Spirit Halloweens are not going to be Spirit Christmases after Halloween season's over. I
Yeah.
love that. I love that they're like transitioning into that.
Me too, they should, because there really is no like Christmas store,
No,
right?
I know. They're
like,
so hard to find. I guess like Michael's and Target and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
but it's not the same. Like the Christmas section versus the
No.
the store.
we need to have Halloween first because Christmas stuff is already coming out. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, I
have
know.
Halloween because I really do love Halloween, but it goes so quick because everyone's like, and Christmas is here. You
Yeah.
know, our Thanksgiving had turkeys out yesterday, and our Target had turkeys out, and it was so cool. I had a sequins turkey. It was so pretty. They had little platters out, little corn platters. I love a Thanksgiving too. I don't love the reason we celebrate, but I like to eat the food. You know, the turkey, the mashed potatoes, the mac and cheese, the whole shebang. So good.
You should do a Thanksgiving song.
Not until I'm in the Thanksgiving movie. If I'm in there.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
They were supposed to be filming now, but I guess they postponed production till March because I literally asked my friend, I was like, when is that filming? He's like, not till next year. I was like, oh, give me time to lose some weight. That's always my goal. Time to lose some weight.
I had a Zachary Levi update because you seemed pretty interested in him. It was kind of tea. Yeah, I was surprised a lot of people didn't know that he was kind of a menace, but I think it's part of our impact because then
Totally.
It was like Deadline had like an article and they had like exclude like a source reporting or whatever that said Zachary Levi is bitter that his role in Shazam didn't make him the next Chris Evans or The Rock.
Oh my God, is he serious? Never saw it, but can guarantee by that poster you are not the new Chris Evans or The Rock.
Because he did a campaign supporting Trump and he's like, oh, I'm gonna be canceled after this, like I'm gonna be blacklisted from Hollywood, and then they were like, actually, like your career is already over. Like the Deadline kind of clocked him. We're like, no one was really checking for you, because his last movie, as you remember, was Harold and the Purple Crayon.
Oh yeah, classic. Love that one. Wait, what was the controversy around that? There was something weird around that.
Like, he said, don't see Deadpool and Wolverine, go see Harold and the Purple Crayon, but that was a fake. It ended up being like a fake Instagram.
Oh, it wasn't real.
No, but it sounds like something he would say.
Yeah, we're gonna go with it.
Yeah. A source told them that when he was cast as Shazam, it was literally his dream. He thought this was his ticket to being the Rock or Chris Evans, but it didn't happen for him, and he's bitter about it. So now he's doing just religious films. So the source is saying that that's why he's branding himself like that to get like the conservative money.
Whenever they go there, if you go religious, look, be religious. But when you go that direction, it's like, I think at that point, it's like you're either a really person like Mark Wahlberg and you're like, I'm religious now, so all that stuff doesn't matter. Look at my ashes I'm wearing on Ash Wednesday. Or it's like, yeah, you're trying to just go this completely different like rebrand. Yeah. It's like, this didn't work for me. Let me go to the religious side because they'll accept me. I hope they reject him too. You know what I mean? I hope they're like, nope, not you. He's dubious.
He definitely is dubious.
He's dubious. He thinks he's gonna play Flynn Rider in the live action. I was like, no, sweetie. No. I don't know why he thought he was going to have a career. I'm really trying to think.
I know.
Like, you're not a good actor. Like, you're a good singer. Like, voice acting would have been great if he would have just kept to, like, doing that and not talking.
Should have taken a page from, shout out to the Patreon where we talked about Alabama Barker, but should have pulled the Alabama Barker and just said, I don't know. Yeah.
Actually, though, God, you know, in general, people should just not talk as much.
Yeah.
Just not as much. You know what I mean?
On a 3-hour podcast, yes, our advice is to not talk.
Well, we're different. I mean, actually, like, you actually have a lot of credentials. You're smart and went to college. Me, I have nothing else, so I will. It also screams like him just wanting attention. To be like, I'm about to get canceled. Nobody cares enough for you to be canceled, sweetie. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
It was over at Harold and the Purple Crayon.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Why did they make that?
That's a good question.
Is that based on a kid's book? I feel like I read that book.
I think so, yeah. I wonder how much money that lost. Like, that's crazy.
And who gets the blame? Like, does Zachary Levi get like a deduction from his paycheck?
I think it just doesn't get work. Because they're like, wow, you can't.
Like, your movie flops.
You can't open a box office, so.
I do not want him here.
No.
He's one guest.
He's banned from District.
He just feels bad energy. I don't know. When we bring him up and when he's talking about this stuff, I'm like, oh, I just feel like you have bad energy. Like, oh no, I went to Trump. Hopefully nobody cancels me. It's like, nobody cared. So why are you even talking? Like, go stay on that side. Go. That is crazy. I don't know. People are. He'll probably do a movie like Daddy's Home 3 with Mel Gibson and Mark Wahlberg soon, I bet.
And throw him in there.
Yeah.
Throw in Zachary Levi.
Yeah, Zachary Levi will be in that mix too. They start their own little club that no one wants. Speaking of dubious men, we're talking about spooky men. Gene Simmons.
Oh my God, I had him on my list too. Yeah,
that was wild.
Yeah.
I hate him. Like, what? And why do like men not get canceled? Is he older or is it because he's a man? Like, why don't these people, I guess no one cares. Maybe he's like Zachary Levi where it's like, do you know what I mean? Like, nobody cared.
The gag is people have to kind of care about you to cancel you, right?
I think that's what it is. Like, to be canceled, like, I got canceled again. Oh my God. And it's a big uproar. Like, Logan Paul, he kind of probably thrives on it or whatever like that. But I think someone brought up, I don't know who, someone in like my life was like, oh, did you hear about Fousey Tube? And I was just like, no. And don't care. Like, well, he's this, and this. I'm like, he's just like, I have no idea. Hopefully he's doing well. I know he has like mental problems, but like, everything else, I'm like, I don't care at all. Like, you know what I mean? And I think that's the case with people who like want to get canceled.
Yeah.
They want to feel relevancy.
Yeah, like Matt Rife when he canceled, like he did that stuff to get canceled
Thriving.
Too. Yeah.
He probably tries to do more of that. Like, oh, let me think of another way to get canceled.
I feel like to get canceled, you have to have an audience that thinks that you stand for something that you don't stand for, right? I guess that's kind of is the nugget. So like look at like a Logan Paul, like could he really get canceled? Because I feel like his audience doesn't care about his antics. Like, you know what I mean? They don't like,
true.
They're not invested in that. Like if his audience was like, I don't know, like our audience, then I feel like he would get canceled.
That's true. I feel like Gene Simmons' audience is dead.
Exactly. Yeah, just
They're
too
no
old
longer around, yeah.
to watch Dancing with the Stars. Like they don't care. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, he is old. How old is he? He has to be like 75, I bet.
That's a good question. Let me see.
I guess when you're old, you just get a pass for being obnoxious.
He's 75. Yeah. You got it exactly.
Oh my God, that's crazy because I am not a Gene Simmons stan. I know nothing about him, but that's actually wild. 75. I think in general, and like when we're 75, I'm going to stand by this. I think in general, 75-year-olds also need to just chill. Like, you know what I mean? Unless you're on the Golden Bachelorette or Golden Bachelorette, like I don't want to hear from you because because they do say outlandish things and we do give them grace because of that. Because think about it. Okay, when we're like in 40 years from now, like we think we're so woke, but probably something will be so outdated that we're saying,
That's
right?
true.
Like maybe pronouns will be banished or something, and we're saying he, she. They're like, oh my God, Mom, you can't say he, she anymore. Like, you know what I mean? There's and whatever the case will be, and it's like, well, we didn't know. That was like, we thought, we thought we're doing something okay, but there'll probably be something where you can't, whatever it is, and you can't adjust. So I guess we just have to, I don't know. There's always something new, and I just think old people, it's like Paula Deen, I guess, got a pass because she's old, and I don't know, people. You're old. What can you expect,
So he faced back. I know the context. He was the guest judge on Dancing with the Stars, which, okay, to start there,
Like,
why the
what?
hell was Gene Simmons? I guess it was Rock Night. I get that it was Rock Night. But that would be like it's Pop Star Night, and then me and you are like the judges on Wait,
that makes more sense.
It does, but and also like, what the hell do we know about like the technique and like the pirouettes or you know what I mean?
So true. Yeah, when it comes to dancing, that is wild. Actually,
Yeah.
they could have gotten like an actual like dancer that's like a rock star. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I
Like
feel
someone who at least has more
like Freddie Mercury or
experience.
something.
Yeah, something, right? Even like JoJo, she kind of is rock.
I would have much rather have JoJo as her karma's a bitch than this guy.
Gene Simmons. So he faced a lot of backlash because he had a lot of like weird sexist commentary while he was judging the show. He said that he told one couple like, this is a brand new experience for me and it's difficult to look at you and to figure out which one is more hot.
Oh, well, at least he was equal there. At least he wasn't so
True.
misogynistic.
He said that to Whitney Carson and Danny Amendola. And then he told Chandler Kinney that her jive routine was so hot it fogged up his glasses. He said, you move me not just with your gyrations and so on,
Ew.
but your beautiful face and how you were into the emotion of it.
Ew, okay, grandpa with the gyrations. Like, if
So
someone ever
weird.
comments on someone's that's what I'm saying. I think it's just such a different generation where, like, that was appropriate when he was younger to be like, your gyrations. But it's like, now it's like, don't look at my pubic area, pelvic area.
And then Chandler, who the comment was to, it was like she kind of like laughed at it, but then Brandon, her partner, was like, I have a little sister, so that is like really weird. And he
He
was,
said that?
Yeah, he said in an interview,
Oh.
like he was protective over her, like he didn't like that.
Oh,
he was
after, not to.
not to him. It was after.
Just said it to his face.
And then he tried to give Brooks Nader like a 10, I think.
Yes,
because she was hot, and then it was
just
all,
rating people based on their looks.
It was all very weird. And
Yeah.
he did a follow-up interview. Gene Simmons did a follow-up interview with the Daily Mail and said that I stand by every word I said. I had a great time. The contestants were great. The show was great. So he has no regrets.
I think he's just,
Just old.
needs to be committed or something. Because, like, what? How are you so unaware? Like, how is someone not around and be like, oh, you can't say that, you shouldn't say that?
Yeah.
I guess, again, at that age, you don't care. You're just like, whatever. Like, I don't know, but ew.
Yeah.
On so many, I've always turned him down. I was offered the Gene Simmons Family Jewel show to play a hooker in his limo, and I was like, no, because at the time I was an actual hooker, and I was thinking, well, the whole world think I'm a hooker. And it was like, I guess reality TV they wouldn't think that, but I was like, no. But it always gave me the ick. I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to be a hooker for Gene Simmons. You know what I mean? That sounds, I don't know. It sounds awful. He's awful. He sounds awful, right? I don't know. I think everything. And then Phaedra read him to filth.
Oh, yes, she went off. I love.
Because I think in the moment, you're kind of like shocked. You're kind of like taking in what he's saying because she said it after. But like in the moment, you're probably just like, wait, what just happened? Because the way he says things is like so weird. Gave her a 5.
Mm-hmm.
A 5. You're giving every other person a 10 because they have like a hot girl or whatever like that. But you're giving her a 5, and all the other judges I think scored her up where they like 8s or 7s or something like that. So definitely not a 5. And I think they were shook too because she's actually very good. She's very good. She's way better than a lot of the other couples he like scored higher for, and it wasn't their worst dance. It was so odd, and she read him to filth. I love Phaedra's comebacks. I love her. I love her on Traders. I love her on Dancing with the Stars, and she read it as it was. You know what I mean? Just kind of maybe ageist, racist, like all that stuff. What it appears to be allegedly, whatever.
In your
Because
opinion,
I was just like, and that makes sense, you know. I don't know. Anyways, and no one
the whole
called him
thing
out.
was weird as how, like, it just didn't make sense. Like, even in the pitch meeting, if I was in the pitch meeting at ABC and they were like, hey, Gene Simmons, what if we have Gene Simmons to be the judge at Rock Night? I'd be like, what are you? Like, no.
I'm trying to think though, like who else? I mean, I guess it's probably who they could get. I'm trying to think, like, I'm sure they could have gotten someone else.
I'm sure. I'm
like,
actually positive they could have got just
who
about
would
anyone else.
I really think JoJo would have been the answer.
I honestly do think so too, and she would have said yes. And she couldn't have dated any of them, so it's a win-win.
T. Yes, that would have been. Yeah, that would have been better. No, yeah.
Just a mess.
This is why old people get a reputation like this, and that's why Renee Rapp goes after them. It's like because it's these kind of old people. It's like you're not doing us any favors, okay?
I love that you came around on the Renee Rapp of it all.
I understand. I see her point now. There's certain old people that give me inspiration, you know, like Kathy Griffin. She has a new series on TikTok called her Tuna Meltdown. Have you seen that?
No.
She eats a tuna melt and rants. And I'm like, I love this series.
Oh, kind of love
so
that,
good.
yeah.
I love when people can come up with like series like that. I think she's friends with Sia. Sia's always singing at her house. Just, God, to be like just retired in Malibu when you're that age is like old and like don't care. I guess that's a good thing. It's always the men that are just dubious. The women seem to be chilling for the most part. Like Ellen kind of just disappeared and went quiet.
Yeah. Oh, well, went out with a bang at least.
She came back.
Yeah, she came back and then went out again. But
I felt like she got a little redemption, at least from me. I know it's hot take, but I had a little soft spot for Ellen. I thought she was, you know, she's not doing Botox. When you show those wrinkles, that's showing real, you know, and I liked it.
Real recognizes real.
Yeah, exactly. But I be getting Botox all day, every day. Real recognizes real. Oh, Dancing with the Stars. I think your time has come to an end. But I guess people watch it.
People
so I guess
really do watch
do
it. Like
love it,
it's been on so long, and I honestly thought like just old people watched it, but then
no.
I think it really. When was it? Like when did it turn around and get so like cool and young again? I don't know. Like a lot of like younger people watch it now. Was it like
TikTok? Or something?
I
Oh, you mean
think,
like what turned it? Like I don't know.
I
Maybe
feel like
JoJo. With
maybe
the same
right.
sex dancing. I was
and like Charlie
T.
too.
Right, it became cool again. I feel like
The TikTok dances.
Oh yeah.
Just dancing came back, just like makeup came back around
people love Dancing with the Stars.
the quarantine.
What was last season? I remember last season being kind of popular too.
Harry Jowsey.
Oh right, the scandals of it
Yeah.
all. I guess because like also too they do TikTok trends. Like the dancers are now doing like TikTok trends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense. Okay, I'll be on it. I wanted to, you know which one I want to do. We watch it because it's like family friendly. It's like you know music for Malibu and stuff. But I love Masked Singer. Do you watch that one?
Not in a while.
It's the worst show in the whole world. Like, it's awful because it's like there's no point. There's no point to this show. The whole thing is like the judges are guessing. The judges are there to guess who they are. But like, it doesn't matter if they guess it. If they know the person is getting eliminated. If they know the person doesn't win. I'm like, so why are we doing this? And then like they don't even vote. Like nobody votes. There's no number to vote for your favorite.
Wait, how do they get eliminated then?
Okay, right. That's what I'm saying. So Dancing with the Stars, there's like a number, right? Like
Yeah,
you can
you
vote or
vote.
whatever. Go online and vote. That's what I was thinking too. I was like, there's no number. This is so odd.
There's a paid audience, and the audience
Supposedly the audience votes.
supposedly, but
They
they
have
don't
like little
really.
iPads and they're like, okay, audience, like lock in your votes or whatever. And I have a hunch they film it like within like a couple weeks, like all the episodes, because Vanessa Hudgens was on last time. She won.
Yeah, I remember
and she
that.
but she wasn't pregnant, and she was pregnant at the time that it was airing. So I had a feeling, because you know, it seems like every week, okay, new week, who are we voting to eliminate? But I think they just filmed the entire thing, and then the audience like votes off whoever. I don't think it's real. I don't think it's all made up. It's
because the audience is obviously paid audience. They have because they get so excited about everything. There's no way. Some people are like people we never heard of, and they're like so excited about them. And we're like, okay, this is obviously,
It's such a
They're
bad
acting.
show, but I want to be on it. I love Nick Cannon. I do love the judge. I love every judge. I do love Jenny McCarthy. Not the other one. Who's the blurred lines guy?
Robin
Oh my
Thicke.
God.
Yeah.
He gives me the ick. Why would they have him host that show? Like, it's a family show, and like, you did this song called Blurred Lines about, I don't know if the girl wants it. She's saying no, but I'm like, I think yes. Like, why? I think that alone should cancel him for life. Like, or at least apologize for it and be like, that's not what I meant. It was of the time. He never has. And every time I see him, I just think of that. I'm like, okay, Robin Thicke. But everyone else is great. Rita Ora, Ken from Community. Like, I love everyone else. Nick Cannon, we love him too. But everyone, he gives me the ick. But I do love the costumes. They're fierce. They probably won't put me on now that I said I don't like Robin Thicke. It's fine. I stand by it. But I love it. Logan Paul was on. I don't know. We're watching it now. Who was just eliminated? Someone. I don't know. I don't know any of the people either. It's very Hollywood Reporter, where it's like, maybe I don't know all these people, but kudos for them for being on. I would say yes. You know what I mean? I like it. I like that show. I'd like to be on that show, but maybe that's not for me.
I remember when Wendy Williams was on. That was the best one. She was the
Masked
Lips.
Singer?
Yes. I remember it was 2020 because it ended up being like a audio, like a TikTok sound trend. She was like a native New Yorker.
Oh, wait,
she was
really?
saying, and then she ended up she was singing. I don't think she lasted very long. She was singing this song, and then she ended up laughing midway because she's so unserious.
Was she singing live?
Yeah, I think so, because she literally was laughing. She's like a native New Yorker. And then she was
What?
she almost fell and she was laughing at herself.
That's iconic. I've never seen that. I gotta
And
see
she was
it.
the red lips, which makes it
Oh,
even
cute.
more. Yeah, it
Oh,
was
God.
just so funny.
They had one time a plate of spaghetti, and I'm like, oh, I'd be that.
That's everything.
Or a Korean fried cheese dog. That'd be me. That'd be so cool.
I would love to
Stretched
see whoever's costuming the Masked Singer should costume us for next Halloween.
They
That'd
should
be
be
so
winning
fierce.
Emmys. Like, those costumes
They're
are so
actually so
beautiful.
good, yeah.
They're so beautiful. So cool. The stuff they come up with is amazing. It is actually wonderful. Yeah, I think Dr. Drew lasted, a lot of people only last one episode because you get eliminated pretty quick if you're not a good singer. Dr. Drew's pretty good though. I would just love to be on one episode. Who was the worst? Oh, Caitlyn Jenner. Did you see her on it?
Oh my god, I forgot she was on it.
That was the most
The Kesha, where she's like,
insane.
oh.
No, that sounds good.
She was so awful. That was the wildest thing ever. Oh God. I mean, some of these people they have on there. I think Ninja was on there. Logan.
What?
Yeah, it's always the dubious boys. Of course it would be. I didn't know they sang live. I swore they would have sung pre-recorded because you're wearing those
And
big
the
heads
mask,
and
yeah.
stuff. They do look sweaty though when they take the heads off. They always do look. Oh, God, I would love to be on there. That'd be such a dream.
Maybe after Trishmas, they'll cast you.
They'll see my performance. Come to the show December 15th. Masked Singer casting. We'd love to have you on there. Jonathan Bailey is doing his own dancing in Wicked. Did you see that?
That's your
It was all over all the press clips. It's so good.
Why would you
It
need
was
a stunt double for that?
No, Ariana, Cynthia, everyone. These were all over. I'm surprised you haven't seen it. ET posted about it. There was a whole
We
clip
post a
about
lot
it.
of stuff.
This is so good because usually you have a stunt double, do the dancing, all the hard work and stuff like that. They're like, nope, he did it all himself, all the footwork, everything. He slide with the book, slide it back, and actually, you know what? That's actually tea because I really did think there was a stunt double too. I was watching it and I was just like, there's no way it's him, but he is actually a classically trained dancer, and he would practice on the set of Bridgerton, and everyone would say, oh my God, what is he doing? And he's like, oh, he was filming both at the same time. Once again, proving Jonathan Bailey can do no wrong, and he is perfection every way. Even Cynthia and Ariana was like, he's actually
And
the
Scarlett
most-
Johansson said that too.
Wow, everyone's just magnet to him. Everyone just loves him, hypes him up.
And People's Sexiest Man is coming out in 2 or 3 weeks.
Does he get it?
Well, people are speculating because it's always who's promoting something, right? So the short list of names who are promoting something. Jonathan Bailey.
He'll get it. There's no other
Pedro
person.
Pascal.
No, what? What? He's not in the running.
It's just speculation. It's hard
Who's
to tell.
speculating? You or some who?
It's
You.
just Twitter and Reddit. Because it's okay.
Oh,
who is-
there's a list. Okay.
Well, it's just because you think about who has projects in the works or who's around
know.
right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is the short list based on who's been around lately,
Okay.
who's promoting stuff. The names that have been thrown around a lot are Jonathan Bailey, Travis Kelce, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Manny Jacinto, Pedro Pascal, Glenn Powell, Adam Brody, Joshua Jackson, Matt Bomer, Sebastian Stan, or Andrew Garfield.
Nobody. None of them. They're all no.
So just Jonathan Bailey is the only one for you?
Yeah, but for real, right? Being unbiased and you're unbiased. Who even? Physically, just don't even think about me. Don't even think about physically who is more attractive. There isn't. He's so perfect, symmetrical. He sings. He's so nice. You see him signing autographs outside the Late Show. He's real. He sings. He dances. He does Bridgerton. He does Wicked. He's he's a lover for everybody. Like I just don't understand.
He's
like
a lover for everybody.
everybody loves him. Like I don't understand. Like how does anyone else? I don't get it. I just don't get it. Like I like Andrew Garfield, but what? Like he's not sexy. I mean, he's good actor.
I think Andrew Garfield is sexy. I think Manny Jacinto is really sexy. I'd
Manny Jacinto, I don't know him.
He's really hot. He was in this Star Wars thing recently. I think he's on something else too.
I think Star Wars should be banned. No Star Wars people. Okay, they get enough notoriety in their own little fandom.
I honestly, out of the list, I would probably say Pedro Pascal is probably my number one.
But he already got it, didn't he?
No.
I swear he was.
No, not like... Because remember last year was the strike, so they had to give it to someone random. So they gave it to Patrick Dempsey because he was the only one that would do it.
And wasn't Pedro was supposed to kind of get it?
Allegedly, yeah.
So he might get it this year. And he's in Gladiator.
Yeah.
No.
And he's not part of the Rat Pack.
Like, again, he's handsome, but... I don't, not sexiest man. Like, maybe just honorable mention. I'll give him that. I can be unbiased. I'd be like, okay, yeah, he's good looking, okay? But, like, not sexiest. That's so crazy. That's so wild. Has he ever done a love scene like Jonathan Bailey? Jonathan Bailey does love scenes with everybody. He could do love scenes with a couch. He's just, like, so good. And I just don't understand, like, Pedro Pascal doesn't give me that, like, sexual tension in anything. Except, with Baby Yoda, he, like, had him on his back, It's like, there's no chemistry. It's just... Where's his chem test with who,
And then, this is also the same one. They did, like, Blake Shelton. You know what I mean? So I don't know if, like, sexiest man.
That's true.
Yeah, I think it's just...
well, if it's not Jonathan Bailey, it's definitely paid. We're going to do Hollywood Reporter on them. Be like, their PR, their manager got them in there. Blake Shelton's wild. That's a wild
That was a
pick.
wild one, yeah.
Like, who says that? Who is like, oh, we all love Blake Shelton? I think we're universally like, I don't know about him. He's the original Zach Brown or Brian or whatever his name is. Right? He's kind of just, like, dubious.
Yeah, I'd say like I could also see maybe like an Adam Brody. He's kind of having a moment right now.
No, absolutely not.
But yeah, Jonathan Bailey does make sense, and he would be the first out gay sexiest man alive. So it would also be big for LGBT. Isn't that crazy? I was like, wait,
there's never been a gay man at sexiest
not like
man
an
alive?
out gay sexiest man alive. Yeah, Jonathan Bailey would be the first.
Oh my God, they definitely need to do that. But that's actually wild, considering the top 10 sexiest men in my head.
Like Matt Bomer, I think like he should have gotten it before. He really is like insane, like literally created by like God personally. You know what I mean?
He is
like
a perfect looking human.
Yeah.
I don't know if he has like I do love him too, and I love him in Fellow Traveler. I don't know for me and the world, he doesn't have as much universal appeal. Like everyone was obsessed with him in Bridgerton. Like everyone loves Anthony and Kate. They're all like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like everyone will be obsessed with him in Wicked. Matt Bomer, you said what? He was in Suits or something.
He was in Blue Collar, I want to say. I don't think it like right now with
it's
Matt
his
Bomer,
moment.
yeah, because he doesn't really have a big project. I would have thought like back in the day when he was on that like I think it was called Blue Collar or White Collar.
Never even heard of it.
I think maybe around then he should like I could have seen him been on it before, but I think right now
Ricky Martin's never been on it.
Not the number one, like not like the sexiest man.
I do want to say that is kind of crazy. There's been no gay guys on there because like I said, 9 out of 10 of my top 10 is gay men. Bowen Yang.
I was
like,
going to ask that because I was wondering who is it for, right? Like who did they want to buy this magazine? So are they trying to put men that...
I would have bought for Ricky Martin. I 100% would have bought for Ricky or like, I just think like, especially because like women now, I think we just like want more sexy gay men than straight men because like sexy straight men are just the devil amongst us, to be honest. You know what I mean? They really are. And I like the ones who are open. I like the ones that are queer. I like the ones who don't say what they are. I like that. When someone's just so toxic masculinity, like I don't like that. Like what, want to see Logan Paul in there? No. Not that he's like the sexiest, but like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just think it has to be Jonathan Bailey. That doesn't make any other sense as anyone else. And I never get obsessed with someone like this unless I think they're like just the perfect human. And I think he is. So that's so weird. That'd be amazing. Oh my God.
I know. I really
think
could
everybody
see
would be
him.
happy. Girls, guys, non-binary. Everyone's going to love him. They do, right? Everyone loves him. And it's just like, that's it. Pedro Pascal, like I said, he's just, I don't know. The other ones, anybody worth mentioning?
I mean, I feel like Travis Kelce like a little bit too much right now. Like, do we really need more Travis Kelce? I don't think so.
Yeah, plus he's kind of looks like, like the guy I Love Is Blind looks like Travis Kelce. Like everyone kind of looks like Travis Kelce, He's kind of just out there. He's like a generic face. We love him now, but.
Glenn Powell, I feel like.
No.
I feel like you can give it to Glenn Powell anytime. Like, who cares? You know what I mean?
He's kind of like basic to me. Like pretty, but basic.
No, I agree.
Pretty basic. Go
Pretty
on that
basic.
podcast. That's you. Not you. That's
Glenn.
Glenn. Yeah. You're also pretty, but not basic.
He is kind of like vanilla to me. I'm like,
right.
yeah.
He looks like everybody.
Joshua Jackson's very handsome, but
Don't know him. He's older, right?
He's older.
Don't know.
I really do. Aaron Taylor Johnson is hot. He has a great body, but
No.
doesn't really have like a big thing to promote right now.
All I know is he's married to that older lady, right?
Yeah.
And everyone hates her.
Yeah.
Everyone's always like, I hope they divorce next. I'm like, oh my God. I don't know much about them other than their inappropriate age gap,
Yeah.
but I guess I'm on that train.
I really think either Jonathan Bailey or Pedro Pascal. Watch it be someone completely not on the short list, and I'd be like, damn.
Oh, then you know it's set
Rigor
up.
Morris,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's Rhett and Link. That PR company needs a raise, that's for sure. That's when does it come out? I do love we got the issue last time.
Last
Remember?
year, yeah, at the beginning of November, the first week of November.
Going.
So, yeah, we're almost there.
God, everything's happening that first week of November.
Oh yeah,
It's a lot.
It's a big political. It's like Sexiest Man, and then the presidential
And the Wicked premiere.
Yeah.
So much
Oh my
happening.
god, action packed.
I have another announcement November 1st. So I also have a big announcement. It's very exciting. It's my collab that's coming. It's a big collab with a mainstream something. So
What could it be?
I'm so excited. We just got the thing in the mail and I'm like so excited for it. It's the first time seeing it. I was like, it's so cool. It's big and it's wild, but it's it makes sense when you see it. You're like, that's an expected collab, but it's big and it's mainstream.
Lunchly.
Lunchables and me collabs as a competition.
Trishly.
Would love that. That would be tea. Well, that announcement's coming November 1st, so check it out. I vote Moses the sexiest man alive. You look like everybody. You look like Jonathan Bailey. You look like Jeff Goldblum. You look like everyone except for Pedro Pascal. Although you did Pedro Pascal one year. You dressed up as the Mandalorian, which
That
was
was my favorite.
yeah. It was
Oh,
cute.
you like Star Wars, right?
Definitely the Mandalorian
Oh,
is my
okay.
favorite.
God. I don't get it. But you guys did look cute as Baby Yoda. And
It was just the
Mandalorian, so-
time, it was
really popular.
it was exactly me and Malibu. We were just sitting together watching it.
Oh,
and the way I would carry her would be exactly the same way. So
Oh, well, I think you're the sexiest man alive, in my opinion. You should be on the cover. Maybe they'll do a feature on you.
Oh yeah,
think
because there was a big list, they
social
have,
media people.
Yeah. Oh
see where we're
yeah.
at.
Moses could be the water photographer, the sexiest water photographer out there.
here we are.
So specific.
Well, there's
specific.
gonna be one. It's gonna be him. You know.
Oh, that is good. Oh my
course.
god, Malibu.
Yeah, she was like 1 month old.
That is crazy. She looks so freaking cute.
It was cute.
That's what.
Oh my god.
You look just like Pedro
That is
Pascal.
a good cosplay.
Yeah, you look just like him.
And Trisha too.
Not me. I was the white thing. I
Oh,
don't know
you
what
were
it
the
is.
Star-
Yeah, I don't even know if it's in the same field or movie, but I know it's Star Wars. I just don't know if it's in that one. I don't know. I don't like it, but it was fine. Got to wear a helmet.
No easy transition to this one, but it's a story I just wanted to talk about a lot because I'm kind of obsessed. I'm really on the Sydney Sweeney train right now. But there's been a lot of controversy around her new commercial. I don't know if you've seen it. I get it a lot while I'm watching Hulu. She's the new face of Dr. Squatch Soap Company. Their new line of natural body wash.
No.
You haven't seen this? Oh, do you have the ad free?
No, we
Oh,
get
really?
5-minute ads. We get the most ads, and we pay $80 a month for Hulu.
Oh
and
my
I'm
god,
like,
that is
yeah.
so funny. Yeah, she is the new face of this like soap company, and it's like full of like innuendos. She has like her boobs up and out, honey.
my
Like
God.
they're like pushed up. She's like she's a genie, so like it's like really a skimpy top and like a skirt, and it's all like in it. She goes, this soap is for dirty little boys.
Oh my
And
god!
it's all like very like hypersexual and stuff.
Oh.
Um,
Dirty Little Boys is like kind of questionable.
she goes in that one of the ads, there's a few of them, and one of them she goes, "Hello, you dirty little boys, are you interested in my body wash? Well, you can't have it because this isn't for boys, it's for men. This is Dr. Squatch natural body wash with
Oh.
long-lasting natural aromas like wood barrel bourbon, pine tar, coconut castaway, and fresh falls. You'll finally get the attention you deserve. So go to Dr. Squatch and quit being a dirty little boy." It's all like very sexual. There's another
lot.
one where it's like coconuts and like there's coconuts running around. Her like boobs are bouncing.
Oh my god! And this is on like Hulu.
Yeah,
Wow.
it is pretty wild.
Oh my god! Wow.
because it's like they call it, it's like a coconut quake. So like the coconuts are flying everywhere and she's like bouncing her chest or whatever.
Oh my God. Who came up with this?
So it's all about like granting like men's wishes or whatever.
I kind of hate it. No hate on her. Hopefully she got paid a lot. I love it.
I think she got paid a lot. That's the thing. So it's very divisive because some people are like, oh, it's kind of like it's giving like the Y2K, you know, like the Carl's Jr. commercial vibes or whatever, where it's like objectifying women or whatever.
But even that's a little better. At least they're like women just being sexy washing a car. This is like catered to like, are you a dirty little boy? Like, ugh, like who wrote that?
I don't know. I kind of live and I do think Sydney is like one of those people who's very like aware of her brand, like kind of what Bowen Yang was talking about, like actually like in that interview the other week where he's like, you know, Bowen Yang said that Sydney Sweeney's very like aware of her brand and like was telling the writers when she was on SNL that they can sexualize her, make fun of her boobs and stuff. So I think she knows like that is one of her assets and she is willing to do it for $1. And I think the price better be right for sure. But
no, I definitely love it. And I think I love when we have like a sex symbol. Like I love like Sabrina Carpenter. I love girls who are just like sex and sexual. Like I love those kind of girls because those are the girls I looked up to. I think it's like when it becomes like men branding them. You know what I mean? It's
True.
like I like it. I don't know how to explain it. I'm trying to think of like a female sexualizing like. Kind of like Pamela Anderson was like, you know, when she did all those like PETA campaigns and she was like naked. It was always like her idea to do like the leaves. She did it in like a very like her way as opposed to when men, you know, when they say like, oh, is this book written by a male or a female? Like it's just different. If Sydney Sweeney was written by a female and like sexual and sexy, it's like everything, which I think is like Sabrina Carpenter. I think Sabrina Carpenter is like written by a female as opposed to like Sydney Sweeney has too many men writing for her. Because I think girls love Sydney Sweeney. I love Sydney Sweeney. I think girls love her. I think like this one is like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. I think the dirty little boy is automatically, that was the first thing I was like, that's gross. That's so weird. Like who wrote that? Clearly she didn't and like whatever, but it's just like, yuck. Like I get it. Like, oh no, it's for men only, but it's like, yeah, but you opened it with like, you dirty little boys. Like, yeah, I don't know.
I know. I keep going back and forth with it too. Like some people are like, why is she going to brand herself like this? Like she's going to ruin her career by leaning into this too much. And then some people are like, oh, she's so smart for leaning into it. And I go back and forth too. At first I was like, this is too much. But I was like, if she's like in charge and like, you know, doing her own branding and stuff, like if she's in the meetings, which I kind of think she is because she is like a pretty involved like producer. Yeah. Like for the Glenn Powell movie, she was like the one that leaned into the rumors of them dating or whatever. Yeah. And marketed that. For Madam Web, she kind of knew it was a hot mess, but she was like, I'm doing this movie so I can get my other movie made. Mm-hmm. She is kind of like a step ahead, I think. So.
Totally. I agree. I think like sexualizing yourself and being the sex symbol and being that, like I totally think like absolutely do that. I think if they like left little boys out of it would have been much better. I
maybe
think
like a taste level thing.
I think that's what it is. I think like, oh my, I don't think there's any amount of money you could pay me to be like, hey, dirty little boys. Like that's so off-putting, and I don't care if it's like comedy or whatever. It's so off-putting. I don't know. I hate that. I hate it. Because even if she is like, you know, like little boys like look at her and think she's like attractive or whatever, I still think like marketing it to them or marketing it that way. It's not to them, obviously. It's for men, not dirty little boy. But it's just like, ugh, I don't know. That whole thing is like off-putting. But everything else sounds fine. Like the coaches, yeah, it is like a little bit piggish. It's a little Y2K. Like it reminds me of like the Man Show with Jimmy Kimmel where there's like juggies jumping on the trampoline, which I loved as a kid. I was like, oh, I want to be that girl. So like I get it, but I think the writing on that one was really bad, and like hopefully she got paid a lot. But you know, especially like Dr. Squatch. Like who knows Dr. Squatch? You know, like acts or something I see. But this, I'm like, what? The writing sounds atrocious and horrible. But
yeah, because at least like Sabrina Carpenter's like her, like she's doing the Redken ads, and like she's always like, I love a good bang, you know what I mean? So yeah. But it does have more, I guess, of like a playfulness, like not so much male gaze, I suppose.
She's like female.
Yeah,
sex.
And it's like a product primarily marketed towards women, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so that kind of makes more sense. But I guess the difference is like Sydney is endorsing a product marketed towards men, and to like, even though I think Sydney's fierce, like I think the straight men who are into Sydney are gross. So
yeah, and I also feel like there's like ways to do it without being like just sounds pervy.
Yeah.
Like, and then then you do feel for her, even though like you said she's probably in control, she's probably in the meeting, she's probably making a bunch of money, but you still feel like, oh, Sydney, like
are you okay?
Yeah, are you okay? And she's like, I'm fine, I'm making bank, like, you know what I mean? I think people do lean into like Pamela did with Howard Stern, like they lean into the sexualness, and I love that. this script I don't love. And I don't love Sasquatch or whatever. It doesn't, but maybe there's men out there. Let us know if you're a straight man or gay man that want to buy it because of Sydney Sweeney.
I kind of
you?
do.
You want to buy it? Then it worked.
I think it did. I just love Sydney Sweeney. I really do. I think I really do love. Again, it's hard.
Yeah.
I think what made me switch on like stand her more was like hearing how smart she is about like understanding, like being very self-aware about like what people like her or what the guys like her for. And I feel like I could totally be wrong because I'm kind of projecting, but it kind of feels like she's almost like she knows the guys are like so easy to like manipulate because she's so hot and she has big boobs.
Yeah. I'm just
so
gonna
she's
play
gonna
it.
like market towards them because she knows that's like easy.
And
I
it's
think
still
that's
like
fierce.
an open market. I feel like there's no, you know what I mean? Like
Limitless.
there's no, there's no like hot girls. There's not like a Pamela Anderson of our day where every guy's like, oh, she's so. She'll be like, she'll be that icon later on when like Borat makes Borat 5. She'll be like, the girl that's in it. She'll always be that hot girl. So I think she's smart. And then she also has the girls that like her, the gays that like her. Everyone likes her. So
yeah,
in that case, yeah. And she is obviously smart. Like you said, she's a producer. She has a company. She has like all this stuff, like a production company. She seems to be in on her joke. And Lindsay Lohan was kind of like that too. She was in on her boob joke a lot.
Like SNL and stuff.
Yeah, when she's like Harry Potter, and I always want to be that girl too. I was like, oh god, that looks,
and like
it's
Katy
empowering.
Perry back in the day too,
That's
like Teenage
true.
Dream.
She might be a little more Sabrina coded though, in the sense it was more like campy
girly,
fun.
yeah.
But I do love anyone who can be a little sexual. But like Sydney Sweeney does ooze like sexy. It's like hard not to like lean into it, especially with her body.
Yeah, like Sabrina, I think is easier for her because she is like smaller. She is kind of like a doll, right? So it's easier for her to be like more, I guess, like almost like literally like a doll, you know, like the way she's dressed and stuff.
Yeah.
Where, like Sydney, especially how we became familiar with Sydney through Euphoria, which she was like literally, he made her be like topless so much.
Yeah,
so.
I didn't know all that. That's why it kind of makes sense too. People are like that because I remember I think it was like Logan Paul before he was like with Nino. So I was like, oh my god, I'd do anything to date Sydney Sweeney. And I didn't know anything about her, but I was like, man, damn, this girl really has a chokehold on people. And then I would see clips on Twitter actually of all things. I never really watched it past 2 episodes, and I was like, oh my god, she was like naked so much all the time. Which I think is just like nothing on her. I'm just saying like in general, we don't need to see like high school kids being naked. Even if they're adults playing high school, I still don't want to see them naked.
Yeah.
And I don't know who wants to. Like you want to see people who look like high schoolers be naked? Like it's weird.
Yeah. I think Euphoria, that was like one of the ones where it's like, because we talked about it before, like I think with Andrew Garfield, like our sex scenes like important to like the story. And I feel like Euphoria 90% of the time it was just like
no.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could like insinuate.
Yeah.
You could insinuate. And they were so hardcore and they were always naked. And it's like at the end of the day, they're like portraying high schoolers like ick. Big ick on that one. Hard pass. No pun intended.
That's good.
Came up with it on the spot.
So one of the more tea topics is the latest on Brianna Chickenfry.
Oh my god, this was all over me for you.
I am not on the Plan Brie talk, I guess, because I didn't really see it that much, but
really?
I saw like posts about it. People were obviously like upset. But on her October 8th episode, she made some uncouth comments, I suppose. First, she shared her opinion that the Menendez brothers, who obviously killed their parents over, should have just run away and deserve to be in jail forever.
I think the worst take. I think the take is in hell. It's just like burning. No, I saw this was all over my FYP, rightfully so. I think people are just like, oh my god, it goes back to it once again. It's like just screams like you have no like. You've never been in this situation, don't talk on it. Like, it's just so, it gives that. It's giving, like, you don't know anything you're talking about. Like, and I think maybe she's going through something right now. I don't want to, like, speculate, but, like, I feel like she might be going through something right now because she is, like, she's having horrible takes. But, I'm scared of Brianna. You guys know I don't like to talk about her. She comes from me way too much, and I'm like, we were cool. But, yeah, our history is never great, how I was introduced to her. You know what I mean? So, I think, first of all, she's working at Barstool Sports, which is... Yikes. Maybe something happened. Maybe that's brainwashing somehow because I think when you're just around that environment, I don't know. But I do also feel like she's going through stuff right now. I don't know. They talked about it on BFF's podcast, but maybe she's going through something personal because this was kind of a weird take for no reason. Like, first of all, no one asked. And second of all, it's like, why would you say this? Like, these people, these 2 boys were graphically, horrifically, by their father, the mother, no. Like, there's multiple testimonies to this. There's, like, cousins. Mm-hmm. There's other people that are not even related to them that had this happen. There's so many people who are like, oh, yeah, he told me this, he told me that. Like, so many people. And I just don't understand, like, how you could just tell someone who's been through such, like, horrific from their parents, like, just run away. Like, it's actually crazy. Like, just not knowing about any sort of sexual, financial, like, power, like, so many, like, it's actually wild, and especially in this day and age of people just, like, trying to understand people and, like, why they do what they did, and her just being like, just run away, don't kill your parents. It's like, it's just giving, you haven't been through shit in life, and why are you talking on someone else's, like, horrific, you know nothing about it.
Yeah, you can obviously say that, like, murder isn't, like, justified or whatever. I think that is obviously, like, universally, like, you know, obviously murder is not good. You know?
Yeah, right.
Everyone can agree on that. But I think the erasure of the Eric and Lyle's, like, sexual is just, like, in this day and age, you know, when, like, it's like mental health awareness is so important. And obviously everything they've been through, like, when they were made, like, a laughing stock during their original trial, as they, like, emotionally, like, testified about their, you know, I feel like that is kind of where the trouble is. And I feel like maybe it's one of those things where, like, again, maybe I'm rose-colored glasses too much, but maybe she just doesn't know, like, maybe she saw the Ryan Murphy and, like, she didn't watch any documentaries or something.
Well, then don't speak on it.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what
the
I
tea.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think this is one of those things where it's like, there's, like, zero tolerance for dummies here. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't know, don't speak. You know, if you don't know the full story, if you're not going to, like, get to know things beyond the Ryan Murphy thing, you know, because so many people did do deep dives. They're watching documentaries. They're watching this. Yes. And so it's like, there's just so many more layers. And I honestly saw all surface level stuff, and I know the extent of it. You know what I mean? I'm not like a true crime fan where I dug into it, but I could see all of the testimonies, everything they were saying. I could see them, like, when you see the little trial clips and stuff like that, of them just, you can just tell these people are, like, disassociating. They're, like, getting triggered all over again, remembering these things. Like, there's no amount of acting. I saw someone on TikTok point this out, that, like, even, like, professional actors couldn't convey the same emotion as them on the stand. Like, they were so distraught. Like, there's just no way. And like you said, getting mocked. I mean, I don't remember this, but obviously when they were showing those SNL clips of, like, John Malkovich and Rob Schneider just being like this, like, just, like, completely mocking these guys crying who have been through a lot, and then to, like, in 2024 have someone, like, say that again. Like, it's, I don't know what the defense was. I don't know who she was trying to defend in this situation. Like, I don't know where, like, you know, okay, play devil's advocate, but for who? The devil? You know? Like, that was so weird. And I just am like, are you like going through something? Because I think Brianna, like, she's like, you know, she was well liked for a while, and I just feel like, I don't know, unless she's trying to be like a villain arc, you know, where like the Jake Paul, where you're like, I'm just gonna go completely opposite of everyone else, just like stand out and get attention, and like, I don't know, maybe I don't know. I feel like for a while there on BFF, she was kind of being like a girl's girl. She's like stood up for, like,
She stood up for Chappell when Dave was, like, talking about her. So
I feel like she stands up for a lot of people when Dave talks about it. Yeah. So I don't know. And I know there was, like, stuff, like, rumors going. There's always rumors about her relationship, which I know she, like, hates, but also, like, what can you do? You make it out public or whatever. But I know she's always angry about that. So I'm like, maybe she's, like, going through something that's, she's, like, really angry right now at, like, everyone and everything. But it's like, these men now who've been in prison for 30 years, you know, and to be like, they deserve to be in there for life. It's like, okay, who are you? You know what I mean? Like, you don't know. And I don't think they got a fair trial because a lot of the evidence, like, couldn't be presented at the time. I don't think they got a fair trial. So,
and if they were accused of manslaughter, they would have been out after 25 years. So they would have been out 5 years ago. It just sounds she was taking kind of like the simple thought train of like, well, there's something else you could have done. But she doesn't understand the psychology of people, and that's some things you can't run away from. There's a feeling like, you know, this dad or this person will find them. Like, what does it mean to run away from it? It's not like they can go into a witness protection program and have the funds and the ability to disappear and have a new life, and
also,
like, they're traumatized, and the only way for them to stop it is to stop it.
And you're also, like, very stunted when you go through trauma, right? A lot of times they say, like, the age that you were traumatized, you're like you're there. So they're not in, like, a sane mind, like, you know what I mean? Like, on the outside, it's like, yeah, you know, you're an adult, just, you know, go get a job somewhere. It's like you're just into this. You're in this, like, a manipulative. This. You're just not in your sane mind either. I know they didn't plead insanity and stuff like that, but they're stuck at this age where they don't think it's an I mean, again, just like psychologically, I don't know what they were thinking, but like, you're just stuck at this age where you don't think there's another option, you don't think there's a way out, and when you're not in your sound mind because of trauma, because of getting Like, honestly, like, it's, I don't like to dig too deep into it because it's actually, like, horrific. Like, the details they went into, like, what the dad would do. I memean, your dad, and it's not, all is awful as a child, obviously. Like, that's why they, get unalived in prison. Like, they, like, because a child at all, but, like, your own, like your own parents who are supposed to be there to, like, protect you. They, like, bring you into the world. They're supposed to be there to protect you. And it's not just your dad. It's also your mom like, that is, like, being in, like, literal hell. Like, how do you escape it? You don't, like you said, you don't know what the parents do. Are they going to find them? I think what they testified, or what they said at least later on in prison, I think it was Lyle said that he thought that they were going to kill them, basically. Like, it was like, kill or be killed, basically, was kind of their thought process that that was happening. Whether that's paranoia, whether it's, real, whether it was a threat the dad made, whatever. I mean, obviously they thought enough to that. I think there's so many layers. I think it's so easy to be like, well, don't parents, but I think there's, like, a lot of layers, and there's a lot of monsters out there. I know the Menendez brothers show was called Monsters. Was it relating to them, the title, or was it relating to the parents?
That's a good question. I think maybe then, because the series is Monsters, so the other one was Monsters, the Dahmer story or whatever.
No, really.
So I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know if Ryan Murphy ever specified who was the monster there. I'm assuming it's the Menendez brothers because they're the ones that committed murder. Right? So, and I think for Dahmer, it was obviously about Dahmer, so.
So interesting. Yeah, and Ryan Murphy's takes have not helped the world.
True.
He is literally triple doubling down. Like, it didn't bother to go ask them for their side stories. Like, every side of the story should be told, but also I'm not going to, like, interview the people that were alive. Because he always says there's 4 people involved, 2 of them are dead. So it's like, why wouldn't you go talk to the 2 that are alive? That doesn't make sense. So I'm going to tell the dead people stories too, but I'm not going to get the ones that are alive. Like, it's so wild. Missed opportunity, however, I guess people are talking about it again, and it's, like, bringing awareness. And now, regardless of the story Ryan Murphy told, people are kind of, like, at least having, like, empathy, and hopefully just in general, hopefully more people just listen to kids when they say they're, like, being, like, and it gets taken seriously. And
yeah. Especially boys, because literally they were told in court that they couldn't be essayed because they were boys. So
that's wild.
Yeah.
And here's Brianna in 2024 setting us back. We're back in 1994. Just why, girl? Hopefully she's apologized. Hopefully she says, you know what I mean? At this time, again, I've said a lot of stupid things too. You just say, I'm a dumb, I didn't know. You know what I mean? I'm so sorry. Like, there should be an apology, because that's just such a wild take. And everyone, like, my whole For You page was just like, this is actually the worst take ever. But however, it was not her worst take ever. There was an even worser take to her best friend. This is what was, I'm really, really, really not trying to be a hater, because I don't believe on just jumping on a hate train, but this is actually, like, I just think there's, like, awareness that needs to be brought to this, because this is, like, wild. Right? Or am I off?
No, you're right.
Okay, I was like, wait,
you're definitely right.
Okay. Because I hate when people just drag someone over and over, but, like, I do think it's, like, something that's, like, needs to be so painfully aware how wrong it is. I don't know, especially because the platforms are so big. I think it's just, I don't know. I just feel like something's going on with her, because, like, what? Why are you so, like, victim blaming everybody? Like, it's actually wild to not have any empathy for a victim, especially when it's your best friend. So on this one, Brianna they're talking about, they're going to a city on tour, right? They're going to some city, was Atlanta or something like that? Mm-hmm. And she was telling Grace O'Malley, who is her co-host, which everyone's, like, loves now. Like, Grace became, like, her own influencer. She joined Plan Brie, like, a year or 2 after it started at Barstool. Like, Brianna gets her a job. Like, they're besties. And Brianna's like, okay, come do Barstool. Come do Plan Brie with me. Everyone loves it. Like, this is best friends. And she says something, oh, we're going back to this city. Hopefully it ends better than it did last time. And you could just tell immediately, Grace, like, again, I think reactions and the way people react to things, you can just tell, like, the pain and what they've gone through. Like, immediately she's like, yeah, no, that won't happen again. And she's like, just do with that as you will. Like, she obviously was not going further. To which Brianna continues to explain more details of a story that happened in this city when they were there, I don't know how many years ago. I don't know how they old are now, but I guess she was 16 at the time. So not only telling another person's story, telling it when they were underage, and clearly something she's not comfortable with. Like, it's wild it even went to air. Like, I'm actually so shocked.
I was wondering too.
Could you imagine we have that kind of conversation and I'm telling a story and I'm thinking that's fine. I'm like, whatever, we're best friends. I'm telling your story. Because maybe in your head you think that's cool. Like, if me and my sister are here, you're like, okay, we're just going to tell each other stories. But then, like, after being like, maybe that wasn't cool. Editors, Jimmy, Oscar, someone would be like, that's not cool. You know? How did it get so far to let that on air, which now everyone knows the situation, and it's so heavily implied. You obviously know all the details about it's like an older guy. They were talking at a bar. And I don't want to even repeat it because it's such a personal story. And basically being like, you know, moral of the story, when you're 16, you think you're cool because you're talking to older guys, but you're not cool. Like, don't go disappear and you know, also, like, don't disappear with older guys and whatever. And Grace repeated twice, like, it's not your fault. Like, the 16-year-old, it's not your fault. Then again, she's like, you know, and then just leaving me. Oh my God. I think this is the part that makes me so mad is when she, like, makes it about her. I was so worried. You left me worried. I didn't know if you were dead or not. And it's like, oh my, like, there's the lack of, like, self-awareness of what this person went through. And, like, obviously, you know the story, you know what happened, whatever. And then, like, saying, like, okay, but me, I was, like, so worried. I thought you were dead. All this stuff. Like, it was, like, actually so wild. And then Grace once again goes, it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. And it's almost like, I don't know, almost like outer body disassociating because you could just see her, like, look down. She's like, it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. You know, it's almost like something people say when something like traumatic, I don't know. It was just difficult to watch. I don't want to like project for Grace, obviously, and that's her friend or whatever, but it definitely was uncomfy for everyone. I don't think anyone said anything. Has Grace said anything?
I think so. Let me double check.
Because it happened October 8th, you said? So what? It's been like a week.
Yeah. No, Grace hasn't said anything.
She's just posting though? Is she posting?
She's still posting and all her comments are like, like, I hope you find someone. I hope you do your own podcast, Leave Blandry. And every time she's with someone else, like she's with Whitney, she's like, I'm glad you're with someone who's like supporting you. Damn, like literally. And she's been posting pretty often, and that's her whole comments. Is she just keeping it? I guess she's keeping it moving, but
I feel like when it's like involving you, like you could say however she feels. Oh, it's fine. That's how me and Brie are. Like it's fine. Or I gave permission, I gave consent for her to share that story. Like it could have been. I feel like you say something,
right? Yeah, because if your best friend, and again, us projecting, if like if you were going through a hate campaign for something that you said, like a joke you said about me, and I didn't care, I'd be like, no, I didn't care. Like, why are you saying that? You know?
I mean, even me with Rainn Wilson, who's not my friend, I still am like. No, I mean, at the time, it wasn't a big deal. I understand where people, you know what I mean? You say something about the rhetoric that's out there about it. You're just like, okay, let me say something, especially when it's your, like, partner or best friend. I don't know. I don't know. We don't know because no one's saying anything.
Yeah,
I guess
we don't know.
Everyone is rightfully mad at her. I mean, hopefully Brianna's just like, damn, that was the wrong thing to say. My wording was wrong. Maybe she's just, like, not good with her words. But she is good with her words because she's, like, on a podcast and she's pretty eloquent most of the time. So maybe her shtick is just being this, like, hard balls girl. Like, I'm just, you know, balls of steel over here or something.
Hard balls
well, I don't know. Balls of steel?
I love this hard balls girl. That should be merch.
Hard nails? Toughest nails? I don't know. Maybe she's, like, a tough, like, Boston girl. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Oh, my God. That is...
I mean, she does get put through the ringer. That's why I don't want to,
She goes through it a lot, yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, it's been a year and a half. Your boyfriend's probably broken up or he cheated on Like, there's so many rumors that would be annoying.
Oh, she turned her comments off on Instagram.
Which one, Brianna?
Brianna, yeah, on her latest post.
I think that's when you know you should say something. Like, when you have to turn the comments off, like, you know, say something. And you have a podcast. Maybe they're waiting for their podcast.
Oh, you know what? You're so right. Yeah, maybe they are.
It's very podcasty.
Yeah.
You'd be like, save it for the podcast.
That's a week to go through a hate campaign, though, just to get to the podcast is...
Emergency episode we gotta do or something.
Yeah, quick turnaround.
But that's like a smarter, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I used to always just like reply right away on like TikToks. I'm like, let me save it for the podcast. So...
and then really quick, too, the part that got me, I was like, oh, my God, I think Zach Bryan... I'm sorry, he just kind of is annoying to me personally. Just me personally.
Yeah.
But he commented before Brianna turned off her comments. The prettiest and most kind woman I know, F and I love you. I don't know.
F and I love you.
Yeah. And then someone replied to Zach saying, I love you, buddy, truly. And she seems truly good too. And it just sounds misinformed, but what she said is horrible. And then Zach replied, why do you give such a damn about people you don't know? It's super creepy. Which just made me laugh because I'm like, her job is being an influencer. Her job is literally having millions of people care about her. Otherwise, she wouldn't have a job. And you wouldn't be selling music if people didn't care about you. And then, you know what I mean? It's like, what?
No, period. I feel like, especially with influencers, it's like when your whole brand is you.
Yeah.
That's why they care. That's why they're talking. Otherwise, she has no job and nobody cares. That's at least he's like a singer and he can sing and like, okay, people don't know you. They don't, because he sounds like an awful person, but people like his music. So I guess that's good for him. But if you're like an awful person and people want to love you, because I think it's a lot of Brianna's fans too. It's like, but mine too. When I got through cancellation, right? They want to love you, but when you have such
Yeah.
it's like, oh girl, like we're rooting for you, like what are you doing? And it's like, it's not creepy, it's how she makes her money, and that's her job and her career is people literally talking about her life. She talks about her life, that's her job. That's it. There's no other one.
Her podcast is her name.
Yeah.
But like if you,
Literally, yeah.
you're like, why do you care about me? I'm just Trish.
Oh, stop talking about me. That's so annoying. Oh, creepy. Creepy that you want to talk about something I talk about on my podcast. That's so weird. That I said on top of that. It's not even like someone found inside information. They're out of touch. He's out of touch. I don't know. I'm hoping the best for her. That guy sounds awful in every way. He sounds like actually the worst, but what do I know?
Tea. Yeah.
Tea.
We only know half the story, I suppose. And then more girlies that were getting in trouble on the podcast is our canceled girls.
I missed this one. I haven't seen this one. It's
It's
new.
fresh. Yeah, it just dropped. But
God.
they are on the opposite stance of us when it comes to Chappell Roan. They were...
No.
Yes, I know. I was
We're
gagged.
beefing with the canceled
That's the
girls.
time.
This is the fallout. It might
Over
have
Chappell.
to be. I'll fall out with Moses over Chappell. I won't care. Over my sister. Whoever's anti-Chappell, anything. No. Absolutely not. That's like talking bad about Jesus. Like, it's such a weird thing. Like, no. It's like Jesus was friends with hookers. Yeah, he's a miracle performer. Who cares? Like, I don't know, So weird. Okay.
Yeah, they were all, and it was the foursome. It was Amari, Paige, Brooke, and Tana. Yeah, they were all coming for criticizing Chappell because when she canceled that last festival performance, it was like that week she was going through it after she talked about politics, and then she was getting canceled, and then she canceled that festival date, and they were all on the opposite train of us. Which
What did
was
they
like,
say?
They were like,
I can't believe it.
Plan
Brie got to him. They hung out with Brianna at their show in Boston.
That's true.
It
Rubbed
seeped
off on them.
in.
Yeah.
Oh no! What did
But
they
they
say?
were worried that she's coming for their brand.
Oh yeah, T
Oh,
T2
no.
canceled. They were saying that like it was again that like rhetoric of like maybe she's not cut out for it. It sucks to cancel the day before. Like there's other artists like Billie Eilish who obviously was coming up and she had when she was like 16 she was dealing with depression and stuff, but she was still really good to her fans.
I don't think you can compare humans to humans. Like that's so okay. I gotta breathe. I love my girls. I gotta be chill.
They were like, if it was a one-off festival performance, that Chappell should have gone through with it. She was, or at least like lied and say like, not my mental health, like I'm just sick or something.
But first of all, why do you want to lie? But there's so many reasons. Like there could be deeper, there could be more surface level stuff. There's so many reasons, and I feel like if something's personal, like I don't think she's gonna like pull out a show. Like there is something obviously going on, right? She's like this huge mega superstar. Like I just feel like the reasoning's like one, not important, but two, it's also like respect it. I don't know. People like crave real, right? They're like, we want someone real, authentic. And then when someone's like real and authentic, people are just like, oh no, not you. Like you be a performer. You perform when we say. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just think it's a weird thing. I don't know. I don't think her fans were upset. It's like these outside people that are upset about it. Whereas opposed to like her fans still went to the show and saw like people. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I see it maybe, but to say like, well, Billie Eilish did it or she's not cut out to do it. It's like, well, but that's not fair because you don't know that level of fame. You know what I mean? In general, right? Like, I love them. I love them.
Yes.
But we couldn't even imagine. No one can fathom. There's no influencer that could fathom that level of fame. Maybe Troye Sivan. But no, like a social media person could fathom that. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, it is like this insane level of scrutiny. I think too, and also like to preface, because you can still like be friendly with people and disagree with them sometimes. Like it's not a big deal at all. But
love Tana till the day I die. You know, like they're all wonderful. Paige Amari actually the sweetest people in the whole world. So I didn't see the clip, and I'm not actually mad. I'm just like stating my opinion on it. You know what I mean? Because that's and I mean they have.
And this is too like because they were questioning if like the festival was like part of a tour, if it was just like one off, and listen, we've been there too. Where maybe we don't have the full story. We've definitely said things where like we think we know the whole story, but we don't. And I feel like this was also it because I don't think they realized the scope, right? Like literally Chappell was just overseas. She was like in Europe and Ireland and stuff. And then she was coming back to perform in New York for the festival that she had to cancel. She canceled the day before, but she comes back. She did this press run, and then all these quotes are being taken out of context. And it's her own like people that she cares about. Like it's the LGBTQ community that's weaponizing her own quotes like out of context and saying like, oh, you don't care about us. Like you're using the gay community, the trans community.
Yeah.
Because if you really cared about us, you would 100% be voting for Kamala. You know what I mean? That's what they were kind of doing. And they were like, they were just misquoting her and taking stuff out of context. And it was loud. Like it was not, it was like a big story. It got picked up everywhere, all this stuff that she had to make TikTok about it. And then she had to make another TikTok about it. And also she literally has bipolar. Like she has bipolar disorder. That is like so hard to deal with. And she, even when it was like all positive, she was still having trouble dealing with all the fame and attention. Like she literally cried at a performance because it was a lot to literally within June, July, August, like 4 months, she's like the biggest artist in the world. Like that's hard.
Yeah, it's crazy the like scrutiny that she gets like based on like what like other people too, because it's like she's dealing with a lot, and it's I don't know, just because she's vocal.
I think for them it's just fresh because they're on tour, so you know how it feels when you're on tour and you have to show up to shows and performances. I feel like they feel like we're doing it right now, so we can talk about this.
Yeah, that's what they said.
But at the same time, I didn't see.
No, that's perfect.
He's the cancel stand over here.
I'm just getting to their feelings, but
but
I think at the same time they're in a different place. They have more experience being famous than she does.
Yeah,
but also
they've been there for a long time. They back then, like at her age, at her time, would have
they're the
done
same
the
age.
same.
They're all 26.
But the fame. Tana has been famous for so long.
I think it's a different level, though.
And
I think it's such a different
Chappell,
level.
like it's a new thing, and she's still navigating in it.
I guess Chappell's just like superstardom, where I don't think anybody like me, like obviously Britney Spears, those kind of people. I think there's like a superstardom level of fame that like no one can even imagine, especially someone like if you have like mental illness, right? And like bipolar is a whole different beast than like even a personality disorder. Like to be at that level with like that. You know, with that on top of it, and also just whatever, just being a girl. There's so many things. I think there's like no one can fathom that. So it's like I could say, yeah, I've been on 2 tours, suck it up, but it's like, you know, it's a different level. You know, it's not the same. And I think honestly, anyways, to tell like, you know, not to say suck it up, but like just to compare, it's like, you know, people are going through stuff, and you said it too. Like Kate Bush is not like someone that's out there like doing meet and greets and talking to fans. It's like she's just making art and whatever. And I think she's trying to figure it out. I feel like because she's very new and just trying to figure it out, and to compare her to like a Sabrina or anybody like that, it's just like they're different people.
Yeah, and to like. Because they were saying too, like, okay, well, if this isn't for you, then just make your art and don't do any of the other stuff. Like, don't do the shows, don't do the VMAs, whatever. But people forget too, all this stuff is booked months and months and months and months ago. Like, this tour, the Fall and Rise of the Midwest Princess tour, like these festival performances are still a part of that tour. Like, I think she just did her last performance at ACL Weekend 2 yesterday, and she considers that the end of her tour. So she's been on tour this whole year. All this stuff has been booked a long time ago. She hasn't had any time to pivot. And all the articles that are coming out that people are using against her, like she hasn't even had time to pivot her like PR strategy, because we know from personal experience she did those interviews in like beginning of July when she was here, because that was the same time she was going to come on here. And she canceled on us too. And yeah, we were sad for a minute just because we were excited to see her, but we weren't upset at her. Like, you know, like her mental health is more important.
There was nothing in my head that's like, she needs this publicity. Granted, we're not the Tonight Show, but I still don't. There was not even. But even when people way less famous than Chappell cancel like day of, there's been like influencers that cancel. There's been like musicians that cancel like day of. It's happened like I think 3 times on this podcast where I'm like full glam, ready to do the interview, notes and everything. I'm still never like, one person said they had COVID, another person said, oh, mental health, another person said their dog was in the hospital, whatever. And maybe all of those were true, but I didn't question it. I was like, fine. Like, you know, like it's I don't know. And I don't know. To say like, then like don't do it. It's like, she probably doesn't know how to handle it. Like it's all, like you said, it's all like new. All of a sudden it's like crazy, and maybe she won't, maybe she will. I don't know. Like
there is a learning curve, because you want to be famous, you want to get on stages, and then suddenly you get everyone telling you, we want you. So you say yes to everything, because that's what you've been waiting for your whole life. And now she's learning what she can say yes to and how much. And And she does a very complex shows too. It's not some people they get on the stage with a guitar and they're like, it's easy. Like it's not that complicated, but her shows are very complex.
She's like themes and
this
costumes.
Is not, it's not something that you can just like jump on stage.
I also feel like the people like filming her at the airport, like it's such a larger scale where I can imagine. Because you guys all know, I'll be the first to say I'll get annoyed when people come up to me with my kids. I'll be annoyed if they come up to me in the parking lot with my kids, like those kind of things like that. And I'm on such a smaller scale. You know, like us going through the Vegas casino, right? I'm like 1/100th of Chappell Roan fame, and it's like a lot. Like just living your life, like trying to make something on time, whatever, and then people just like that one guy, he goes, oh, Trisha was like so rude to me. It's like, I wasn't rude. I just said like, I said I was annoyed when people pretend it's a picture, but they're filming. Like, and then he's like, oh my God, she was so mad. She like talked about me and he still makes 5,000 TikToks about it. But to have that like times 1,000 where people are just like constantly wanting you, or you're worried about them like talking bad about you or like photographing you or whatever. I mean, like when someone doesn't have like a mental illness or a personality disorder, you know, it's like probably a lot for anyone to take in, you know, but it's like, then you add in all these other things, whatever people have, and I'm not talking about just Chappell at this point, like anxiety or whatever. That like, it really does something to your brain. I don't think no one could even fathom it. I don't know. I think it's just people are a little too.
And I always think like it does, as much as a fan is disappointed, I'm sure the artist is more disappointed than they are not showing up.
Mm-hmm.
Like 100 times more disappointed, 100 times more hurt about this.
She's always explaining herself, like the political thing. She's always like explaining herself. Because then on one hand, it's like, oh yeah, she doesn't care what people think. But I do think she cares what her fans think. I think everyone else, she's like, I don't care. But like what her fans think, I think does matter to her. And I love Chappell. And obviously, she was going to come on the podcast, so I became even more of a fan, was like listening to her music. But I wouldn't even say I'm like a stan. So me like going hard for her like this is not because I'm like, she can do no wrong in my eyes. You know, I know I've said that before, but it's more like just like this backlash of people just wanting to bring someone down.
Yeah, the humanity of it.
I know. People are just so nasty. And I'm not talking about the council girl. Obviously, they're just like talk about it because it's a hot topic. And I get that side of it. I do get that side of it. It's like, but the fans, and I totally, but I think because I'm on the side too of just like, you know, my mental health and stuff like that, and just a smaller scale, it's like, the humanity of it. And that's why I try and think even with like Brianna, with anybody, I'm just like, maybe she's going through something, because like the internet does drag her all the time about her boyfriend possibly cheating on her. Why is she at home when he's there? It's just like, that's a lot to take on someone. So maybe she's just like a little bit out of her mind right now. I'm not sure. But like, I just think it's a lot. I don't know, taking it, especially like another female. But Chappell's so big, so I guess a lot of people too like just, you know, talk about it so casually because it's like it's Chappell Roan and she's so big and she doesn't care. But
and I think people like the general public's idea of celebrities that like once you become famous, like, you know, being famous includes, and that's just part of the job. But again, I think, like we said before, I think Chappell's thing is she is a normal person trying to hold on to the normalcy in a career that is very abnormal. And I think everyone is just weird talking about her, and she's just very normal, and that's what the problem is. So again, I think she's part of like the shift around like, you know, fame and the fame culture around it. So I think she is kind of trailblazing in a way. But yeah, I think too with the canceled crew, because it's not just the girls, with all of them, I think if they just heard someone explain the context of like, you know, she has bipolar, I don't think they knew anything about like her getting canceled with like the political stuff and like the LGBT community. I think they just didn't have the full story, and I will stand by that.
Like I think Tana's the first to admit, like when she comes here, she goes, oh, I didn't even hear, like she won't hear about anything that's like even that pertains to her. I said something about like James Charles, she had like no idea. She's like, what happened? So I think and even I talked to her on Saturday night, and she's just like, she kind of just out of the loop on a lot of things in like a good way. She just kind of doesn't keep up. She keeps up enough, but not like the lore like we do, where we just know like every little thing and every little detail. So I agree with that. And yeah, and I do. They did do a tour too, and I'm not taking away from that they don't like, you know, can relate to it. But I do think our opinions differ, and that's fine because I see both sides on this one. I really do. And I just lean more towards Chappell. but we love differences of opinions. We love respecting opinions.
Yes, it makes the world go round.
It's so true. We need different viewpoints. We need all of it. And that's that. Watch Chappell Roan on Saturday Night Live, November 2nd. Something good in
early November is big.
It's poppin', yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. Oh, add that to my New York trip. It's JetBlue Mint. JetBlue Mint, Chappell Roan on SNL, Rachel Zegler and Romeo and Juliet. What was my other one? I had another good one. Remember there was something else. Didn't I want to eat somewhere in New York? There was something.
A few places.
Okay. Period. We love you guys. Just remember, it's not that serious. These are just our opinions. And this is
No offense
Just-
to anyone we talked about.
no offense. Everything's for entertainment purposes only.
Except for Zachary Levi.
You're the worst. You're the absolute worst. But everybody else, we love you. And it's not serious. It's just Trish. Was that my tagline?
Close.
What was the
It's
tagline?
not personal.
It's not personal. It's just Trish. It's not offensive. It's just Trish. It's not serious. It's just Trish. That's a better one. It's not serious.
your tickets.
It's just Trish. Huh?
Get your tickets.
Get your tickets to Trishmas Live. Trishmas Live, December 15th, here in Thousand Oaks. We're having a show. We're having dancers. We're having banging buns. We're having musical numbers. Surprise guest? Question mark? I don't know. Probably not. None prepared yet, but we'll see. You just never know what could happen. It's Trishmas Live, December 15th. Get your tickets at Ticketmaster. Artist presale, Trishmas. We love you guys. And what's a Jurassic Park quote? May the what is it? Not may the odds. What is the one?
May the dinosaurs be with you.
May the dinosaurs. There has to be a quote.
Oh my God, there is that one. Life finds a way. That's what it is.
Life
Life
finds a way.
finds a way,
Life
guys.
finds a way. What about the ones where it's like, it's dinosaurs? Isn't that one? You know what I mean? Like, God, isn't there like a really big Jurassic Park quote? Okay.
I mean, at some point, somebody
May
must
life
have
find a
said,
way.
I see a dinosaur. What?
Like a bigger boat or something.
That's Jaws.
Oh my God. But there is a classic one. Like, okay, whatever.
Life finds a way. It says that's the most
That's the most
famous
popular?
line. Yes.
We need Isaiah. Where's Isaiah? All right. All right, fine. Love you guys. May life find a way for you.